Smile for the camera, bitch, we live.
Heartbeat rhythm in the air. Glick's house, vibrant glare, where melodies entwine and flow. Musicians gather, spirits glow. Rockin' interview, stories shared. Chill hangouts, no time spared. From soulful whispers to a roaring sound, music unites on hallowed ground. Strings and drums in harmony, voices rise in sweet decree. Jawless blend of sonic art, touching souls, a brand new start. Rockin' interview, stories shared. Chill hangouts, no time spared. From soulful whispers to a roaring sound, music unites on hallowed ground. All things music, a vibrant call for one and all to give their all in this sanctuary where dreams ignite. Music's power burning bright. Rockin' interview, stories shared. Chill hangouts, no time spared. From soulful whispers to a roaring sound, music unites on hallowed ground. Glick's house of music, a place to be for every heart, wild and free. Music's embrace, forever strong, a symphony of life all night long.
Noise, I don't wanna add to all the noise, all the sad girls and angry boys. I just wanna live without all of this. Silence is the enemy, so we fill it up, lie and bluff online, hoping our friends see how happy we are. Can't spend time alone, it makes us think, and then we drink to dumb reality. Build a fantasy and live through the screen with noise. I don't wanna add to all the noise, all the sad girls and angry boys. I just wanna be without all of this noise. I don't wanna feel like it's a choice, screaming or losing my voice. I just wanna live without all of this noise. Addicted to the scroll, we gotta see who we wanna wanna be to find some kind of happiness. Nothing is enough. We add to the feast, show the best of us, so the rest of us can look up to our lives and the image that we try to pretend like is all there is. Noise, I don't wanna add to all the noise, all the sad girls and angry boys. I just wanna live without all of this noise. I don't wanna feel like it's a choice, screaming or losing my voice. I just wanna live without all of this
What up, everybody? It is Tuesday, and guess what? This week. You get a double dose of Glick's House of Music. You got me on Monday. You got me tonight. Only this time it's a little bit different. I'm joined by my mind. I got marbles in my mouth.
That's what I said earlier about myself.
Yeah, my man's in them, as DMX used to say. My man's in them. Got Blaze in the building. You know what that means. Blaze is in the building. It's time for another Glick and Blaze's mixtape. We're gonna hang out, talk a little music, talk a little bit of this, talk a little bit of that, play some music. Real quick shout out. There's a method to my madness. I played that song by Bree. You can find her at Bree Music on all them socials. Go show her some love. If you guys got to see last night's episode, got my girl Jewel in the building. They are doing a huge gig this Saturday night at Daddy Diamonds in LA, 7 p.m. Women Rock LA. Bye. Got my house.
Give hugs.
Got my house.
Hi.
Yeah, Women Rock LA. It is an all-female lineup of musicians or bands fronted by females. They also got a kinky kinky magician that'll be performing.
A kinky musician.
Yeah, a comedy burlesque show. And they've got some dancers and just a lot of stuff going on. It's all one night. It's all women. So it's going to be a kick-ass show this Saturday night, Women Rock LA. So if you guys are in the area, feel free to take a little trip to LA and show the ladies some love. Say hi to Bree, say hi to Jewel and the other ladies performing, and be like, yo, I was listening to Glick's House of Music on the Nonsensical Network, and he told me I should come check you guys out.
You should. Everybody should.
Yeah. Speaking of checking them out, don't forget to check us out. We are everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Shows live Monday through Sunday. You guys might see some changes coming up in the very near future. And by the very near future, I mean this week. But nonetheless, we are still live 7 days a week doing our thing. And you can listen anytime, any place, wherever you listen to podcasts at. I got a little bit behind on some shows, and I'm working on updating those currently as we speak onto the podcasting platforms. You can find us everywhere, Nonsensical Network, or simply go to bio.link/Nonsensical Network. All those links are going to be there, including a link to Beauty and the Beard Creative Corner. Nikki does all of our swag for us, all of our merch, and you can get your very own through her. Or if you don't want to buy our which is fine. You can get anything else you want personalized the way you want it at Beauty and the Beard Creative Corner. She's on Facebook and Instagram. Hit her up, let her know what you want, and she'll get you all squared away and take care of. And don't forget, I think Blaze and I are both pretty proud of this. We took some time last week and we figured out how to create a Patreon.
we rubbed each other's two brain cells together, and we actually came up with some ideas.
Yeah, it was like two monkeys fucking a football trying to figure out how to screw a light bulb in.
I still haven't found the hole in the football.
Yeah, I don't know. We did something right because we do have a Patreon. It is live and active. Now we just have to figure out how do we post on it.
What's up, Wally?
What up, Wally? Yeah, you heard the guy. Make sure you guys smash that share button, smash that like button, give us a follow, and don't forget to turn on your notifications. That way you know what we do when we do how we do. Yeah. Your mom. Your mom. What? You're gonna give me the biggest hug? Bye. Love you. You got your headband?
Yeah, I got a headband.
Or did you leave it here for me?
You want to leave the headband for him? He can wrap his beard all up in it.
Next time you come back, you gotta bring me and my own headband, okay? Can you buy me a headband?
We'll get him a headband.
Can I get a black headband?
Yeah, we can buy him a headband.
But no, nonetheless, I lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. My little niece is here. Speaking of Nikki and Beauty and the Beard Creative Corner, she's doing my broasters, all of his shirts and shit like that for his parent. What is it? Paranormal?
Yeah, Glick Paranormal Society.
Yeah, the ghost hunters.
Ghost hunters. You got a lost ghost?
You know what, Arliss? I'll be honest with you. I've been talking to Blaze all day long, and I forgot to bring it up.
Before you guys say anything, is this about the logo with the moon jug and a rattlesnake?
Yeah.
Much easier.
I haven't forgot. I just haven't thought about what I want to do. But I was thinking
actually,
about it earlier today.
Before I do forget, Arliss sent me.
If you guys already have one, then I'm late to the game.
No. He sent me. I gotta figure out how to do this. He sent me his email.
But that is a good question, Arliss. That's always a good question. Did Blaze remember? That could be a segment within its own.
That could be a whole fucking show. Let's be honest. While we are talking about it, while we are both on the same page, here we go. Blaze, I just Snapchatted you Arliss's email so that you can hit him up when you have that done and ready.
I will.
I didn't forget. No, Blaze and I were talking. Blaze and I have literally been talking all day. We've been talking about a bunch of different things, and I was cleaning the house and whatnot. So that just like completely slipped my mind because I even made a note back here on my notebook because I knew we were doing the show tonight together. So I didn't know if we were going to talk beforehand. So I made a note on my notepad to remember to send that to you tonight. So I didn't forget.
Thank you.
But anywho,
because so here's the thing, real quick, Arliss. I drank this past weekend. There was whiskey involved, and it takes me about a day and a half to recoup. I swear to God. What are you doing over here, dog? You weirdo. Sorry.
There's been a lot of Saturday nights where we talk about something. He's like, what? I don't remember that at all.
Well, Saturday night is honestly the only night I typically care to actually drink on here because I can get sloppy drunk sometimes. We've seen me after 6 hours on a Saturday night. There's no hiding how sloppy drunk I can get. So, a half a bottle of freaking 125 proof fucking bourbon. Yeah, that's a little bit.
Well, we've all been there a time or two on a Saturday night. Trust me, I've been there more than a couple times on that. Not lately. I'll say that. Not lately. It's been a hot minute. But in the I heard that in the
Well, I was
in the
inspired.
early days of nonsensical nonsense. There, yeah, I'm putting back on a Saturday night. But and that's not what we're here for tonight. We're here for
No music.
music, man. And I was gonna say, what up, Blaze? Welcome back. This is outside of my interviews. This is like one of my favorite things about Glick's House of Music is this little goofy ass idea that you and I came up with out of just completely random. Like I just didn't have a guest one night, and it worked out, and I enjoy it. So it's one of those things where it's like I almost want to keep time free once a month just to do one.
Please do, sir.
Well, Blaze and Glick's
Please do,
Mixtape.
sir.
Yeah. And I won't put too much information out there, but you have a great idea for a logo for this particular show. And if it turns out as cool as I think it's going to, I may have to have Nikki put it on a shirt.
Ooh, that would be a dope shirt.
Yeah.
We need a legitimate artist in this network. So there's anybody out there who can actually take pencil or pen or brush to paper.
Yeah.
That's really good at it. Hit me up.
Yeah. Hit us up. Let us know.
Yeah. I'm more of a digital guy, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll put you on the payroll, which is currently non-existent. So
see, now
basically,
this is a music worthy topic to discuss.
Nice. You guys got the album coming out here real soon. And I was gonna ask Blaze and I kind of want your thoughts on this. When we do this show, should we open the doors and let people come up and chat with us as long as they understand that we're having a music conversation and they stay on topic, or do we just keep the doors shut?
All right, and this is no offense to any of our awesome fans and audiences out there, but it wouldn't be it definitely would not be an open panel like a Saturday night. It would have to be music related, probably musical
And
guests.
stay on topic.
Yeah. Xanthius, what is up, my dude?
Yeah, stay on topic of the conversation, because if not, we're gonna have to lay the hammer down. No, that is you guys are always doing something. Or we'll see. Maybe we'll take a break and we'll figure out if we want to open the doors up. But is this the three new tracks going on the new album, or is this for another album that you guys are gonna do? Arliss, if you don't mind me asking too much. Actually, if you'd like, I can send you the link, Arliss. Yeah, I can email it to you, I believe. If you got a few minutes, you want to come up and pop up. Actually, if he does want to, the topic that we were going to cover tonight, which came up randomly in conversation with Blaze and I just have to find it because I can't remember what it was.
Well, okay, okay. So now, I want to be a little bit more specific because the last time I was up here, it didn't always stay on music. It did go music adjacent with drugs.
It did.
So music adjacent's okay too. I just, I don't want to.
Well, I think
pigeonhole anyone too much.
Yeah. No, I think like drugs and alcohol go with the music scene, but no, I want to. If we open up the gates, I do want to keep the conversation on the music side. Like I said, Blaze and I actually do have a topic that we want to talk about tonight, and I've actually got a couple of fun little music articles that I came across that I wanted to bring up and talk about tonight as well. So, but yeah, we're gonna start running a little bit of a tight ship around here on the random shows that we invite guests up on. Whether it be like a men's mental health when I decide to bring that back, or Blaze's trivia night. We're gonna start running a little bit tighter ship and keeping it on subject or on topic. We might have solved that issue. We're going to hell. Yeah, there it is. I sent you a link on the email there, Arliss. But so what did Wally ask in the chat? I'm trying to get back to the screen.
What did Wally ask?
There we go. About time, god damn it. Who is your guys' biggest influence in music? Like Blaze and I particularly?
Well, I don't. So with the word influence, considering I'm not a musician, I won't say musicians influence me because I'm not a musician, but there are musicians out there that have inspired me, I guess would be a better word.
I was going to say that the topic that you sent me that you thought would be a good one for the next time we did this is what music means to us and how it's impacted our lives, which is kind of along those lines of what Wally's asking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bless it. I don't even know why I have that picture saved. That was a Saturday night picture that you sent me. No, you're good. About time, Bad Blaze. Trivia question. What is the name? Oh God. What is the name of the place ZZ Top sings about in LaGrange?
I don't know. I bet my dad would know. My dad's a huge ZZ Top fan.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't know.
Big. Matter of fact, he was talking about ZZ Top the other day. I guess they're on tour and they had to replace their drummer with someone.
Well, one of the guys or two of the guys are dead.
Oh, you know,
like
you're
good.
You're good, Wally. You're good. Yeah, it wasn't bad wording at all.
So I don't know. I guess we can put Blaze on the spotlight, and we said kind of a two-parter on this one as far as music.
Yeah.
What's it mean to you, man? We'll break it up into a two-part.
Okay.
Conversation.
Well, I'll go. What music means to me first, and then we can get to the musicians and stuff that that's brought that sort of joy to my life. So growing up, I spent a lot of time not listening to music. Not really. Not a little bit in high school. But the only time I really listened to music was when I was in the car with my pops. And it was a lot of ZZ Top he brought up. It was like Eurythmics, a little bit of punk, some old school rock, a lot of Southern rock and stuff like that as well. But it wasn't until high school where I really started to branch out, start listening to like what I like. I remember my first two CDs that I got was LL Cool J and Red Hot Chili Peppers. So the huge diversity starting off.
Yes, a swing.
Right? Yeah. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna hit that home run. And so, music in high school was, it was what it was. I listened to what my friends listened to. They listened to what I listened to. We would discover new things together. It was great. And then when I joined the military, because I was also an Army brat, so I moved around a lot. Always making new friends everywhere I went, losing old friends wherever I left. And it was that way as I got out of high school and moved on to the military myself. After a time, even as a child, that moving around and being having to make new friends, losing friends over and over and over and over, at some point can get exhausting in a person's life. Not gonna lie. Mm-hmm. So a lot of time when I was in the military, in the Air Force, all the deployments I was on, TDYs, PCSs, there was always a lot of time I would spend in solitude. Not like solitude confinement, but in a bunk somewhere asleep, or on a rack somewhere asleep, or on the back of a bus sleeping because you're going to your job site and whatever. So I always got the headphones on. And especially on the deployments away from my family and stuff, that music was really something that just was a good escape because I couldn't do drugs in the military. You couldn't. I couldn't
Yeah.
sit there and roll up a fucking joint and PSAP, fucking dropping acid in fucking Guam. I could. Well, maybe I could have, but I didn't. I didn't.
But
So I found.
you?
So I found. So I found my escape in other things like alcohol and music. So yeah, I music was always a big thing for me. I was one of those guys that this was when I after joined the military and really started building my CD collection. I was that guy that had like the 4 fucking CD albums and shit. But really only rolled around with maybe a page that I would listen to constantly. But so music was always an escape. It was always there when I wasn't close to the family or I didn't have any friends around. So it was always because that music you shared with your friends and that music you shared with your families. So it was that like that invisible thread that connects you and yours when you're like separated. So yeah, that's kind of what music was to me. Now, what kind of music? Well, that's where it's gonna get a little weird, guys.
Yeah.
So, growing up, I've always been like a horror guy. I read comics as a kid. I was kind of into geeky stuff too. Not really a sports kid, but not really a huge like calculator geek either. You know, I'm not like the math nerd. I'm more of the subculture nerd. So when I joined the Air Force, it was in 1997. My first duty station was
1953.
1953. Who said 50? I said 97, didn't I? And my first Utah, and there was a cat that I met that lived down the hall in the same dorm I lived in. He was a Sparks. He was avionics troop out on the flight line. I was an ammo troop. And I met him at a party one night, and he was a cool cat. His name was Datko, D-A-T-K-O. Datko, if you ever hear this, dude, props to you, my homie. I haven't heard from you in so fucking long. I know when you got out, you said you went to Switzerland to work on F-16s there, dude. I hope you did that because I know you wanted to smoke weed and do that at the same time. So anyway, he introduced me to Insane Clown Posse. Now,
oh Lord,
yes. Okay, let me back up again. Remember, growing up, I was into comic books. I was into horror movies. I was into the wrestling. An Insane Clown Posse takes all 3 of those elements and throws them together in fucking rap. And my head fucking exploded out of fucking sheer nerdgasm when I heard that. And I know it sounds weird. Oh, Insane Clown Posse, they suck and blah, blah, blah. They do. But the fact that they brought 3 elements of my childhood together in a way that just made my military experience a little bit more endurable, man, they'll always have a place in my heart. So that is why music is so important to me, and that is one of my hugest influencers, I guess, how Wally put it. So yeah.
No, I was going to say, outside of the military, growing up, quote unquote military brat, moving around a lot, I didn't have the best childhood growing up. We moved around a lot. Mom had her issues. Dad had his issues. Not the greatest parental units, so to say. They tried. I'll give them, I had an old song out there that says that Mama tried, but no, music was my escape. It was my happy place. At the end of the day, it was one place that I could just get away from reality and get away from all the bad things and find just a and I'm not like saying this for a pity party or for anybody to go, oh, you poor bastard. No, I'm 43 years old. I'm over it at the end of the day. I've moved on. But you know, just to kind of have just a moment of peace and a moment of happiness was, you know, to escape into my music at the end of the day. And the artists, you know, you know, the artists that I listened to, and growing up, you know, being around my parents or my grandparents, they listened to a lot of the older musicians, you know, whether it be my grandparents and, you know, like Hank Williams Sr. or, you know, the Beach Boys or, you know, whatever random old school. And I, that's why I said, I joke around that I'm a music slut, man. I love it all. And I genres, I go back eras. I love the 50s. I love the 60s music, right on through the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and the early 2000s. The last 10 years or so, music has not been that great, in my opinion. But thank God there was 50 years of good music that came before this bullshit the last 10 or 15 years. But so, you know, there's so many artists that I've listened to that I've loved and really just kind of hit a, like Elvis. I know it's kind of cliche to say, but I love but I'm not talking about Elvis's big hits. I'm talking about like the B side of the records. You know what I mean? When the songs that aren't all over the radio.
Ooh, that's a question I want to ask you later. But go ahead and finish your story. That reminds me.
And I'm a huge blues fan. I love blues. They tell a story. Everything tells a story. You got Robert Cross. I think I might have messed that up. And Crossroads and everything else like that. But I think one of the biggest artists for me that really just kind of, and came about older, when I was a little bit older, that just really hit a sweet spot in my life, has been Jason Aldean. I swear to God, man, that dude like gets inside of my head and writes music. But when I'm in a bad mood or in a funk or just kind of feeling a little off, I'll crank up some Jason Aldean. I've said it a million times. I'll hit a backcountry road and 100 miles an hour with the music blaring and the windows down and just fucking go, man. And work out whatever issues are going on in my head. I just work them out. And it's since Jason Aldean's debuted, he's been that artist for me. That, yeah, there's other artists that have come about, but he's been that one that's just really, really helped me through a lot, especially the last probably 10 years or so.
Yeah.
Personally, listening to his music. But there's a lot of artists out there. You know, you got Papa Roach and you depending on what genre you want to listen to, you know, Papa Roach and Green Day and, you know, Foo Fighters, Red Hot Chili Peppers, go back to like Guns N' Roses, Iron Maiden, Megadeth. Like if I'm in a mood, I mean Megadeth and Iron Maiden, well, I'll just make my ears bleed listening to it.
Yeah.
You know? But I also like, and there's some bands, there's some from different countries, and I'm drawing a blank, but a lot of English bands, and like maybe they do that theatrical rock.
Theatrical
rock.
Like War?
No, like like Iron Maiden.
Sometimes I'll roll them up in a joint and smoke them.
I stomp roaches to pop them. You poor bastard. Shut up, Xanthius. NWA 2 Talk. Yeah, dude, I was into the old school hip. I'm an old school hip hop head. Love me some Pac. Love me NWA. Down south, man. Outcast. You know, there's like Iron Maiden is a little theatrical the way they do their. They have those, like the song "Run to the Hills." It's like very long, drawn out melodies, notes and stuff like that when they're singing. Their songs almost are a movie with words.
Is that
Rammstein? Never heard, like, No,
Iron
Iron Maiden.
No, to answer Wally's question.
Yes. Dude, yeah. Being from Ohio, I grew up listening to. Yeah, I guess I did kind of grow up listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony, the Mo Thugs family. But like a lot of Megadeth, a lot of Iron Maiden when I was younger. Garth Brooks has always been a favorite artist of mine. That really, when I was younger, when I was a kid growing up, that got me through some tough times. But it was like when Jason Aldean debuted, he just flipped a switch for me, and he became that guy. And we had everything, and much like you, Blaze, I had the folders. I had the big folders of CDs in my truck, and like the one folder would be rap, and it was all alphabetized. The other music would be country and all alpha. And not only were they alphabetized, but it was like solo artists and bands or groups. So you'd get all your solo artists in one section, all alphabetized, and then you'd have like your groups and bands in another section. And each folder was a different genre of music.
I just categorize mine by genres and then alphabetical, not solo artists.
I was a bit anal.
Some people are. Some people like anal too. It's all good.
Hey, who are we to judge? Wheeler Walker. No. I cannot stand him for some reason. Like I just like the dude's like I just want to be vulgar just to be vulgar.
You know, a lot of people thought that's what ICP was, but ICP's got a decent message, especially their older work. But before I don't really want to get too much into that. But one thing that I learned by listening to ICP at this time of my life, or not this time, but then in my life, I wasn't aware of underground music. I wasn't aware of non-mainstream. So that's what really reeled me in was this was something I never would have heard on the radio. Definitely not on MTV, not in that point. Later on a little bit did. And then I started like listening to ICP would do collabs with other underground rapists, rap artists. And I would start listening to some of their stuff. So I'd start this whole like leapfrog effect, learning all these other freaking music acts that are all like non-mainstream and they're dope as fuck. And they're touring the country and they're doing concerts and these concerts are like at this time $10-15 to get in because they're small venues. And I'm going to these smaller concerts, smaller price at the door, but everything is more because everything's smaller. You interact with everybody. It's fun. Yeah. The experience is so amazing as compared to this huge venue where you have this ocean of people, which don't get me wrong, do have its pros, but like, I don't know, I think a small venue for me when it comes to a music concert is so much more appealing than like a big, huge, giant venue. So.
Yeah, no, the more intimate setting, and it's funny you speak about the underground because I was a big fan. I've always been a big fan of the local music scene and quote unquote underground scene, and I remember when Kid Rock first busted out onto the scene, and you know with Kid Rock, and I'm like,
you know, he was on ICP's first album.
Yeah, like I've been listening to this cat for a hot minute, and he's a white rapper out of Detroit, and now he comes out with Ball with the Ball, Cowboy, and all this other shit. And I'm like, everybody's losing their minds, and I'm like, yeah, I've been listening to his rap stuff. He's not a rap artist. I'm like, yeah, he is. He was anyway.
a lot of people. There's a lot of people that label Kid Rock, and I'm not going to argue or debate this topic. That's for people out there. I do have my opinions. I'm not going to share them, but they consider him a culture vulture, or culture appropriationist. So
I could see that.
So I know there's controversy there with him. So
I think at the end of the day, you know, like a lot of artists, you know, they bounce around from genre to genre until they find their niche, and I think he was just trying to get in where he fit in at the end of the day.
yeah,
And at the time, and he wasn't a bad rapper. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, he wasn't bad. Wasn't necessarily like Eminem, but you know, he
yeah.
wasn't terrible. You know, he wasn't terrible at the end of the day. But that's not where
Mushroom
he
Head,
was.
yes. Now, one
That's
time,
not where.
Slipknot and Mushroom Head, didn't they have like a beef? I don't know if they still do or not. But yeah, I know. Yeah. Mushroom Head. I learned Mushroom Head. I learned about Mushroom Head through an ICP concert. So
I don't think I ever really listened to Mushroom Head. I won't say that I wasn't a fan of Slipknot in the early days. I just wasn't like losing my mind about them until. And I think Corey Taylor's an absolutely amazing musician. I always have thought that when he broke away for a little bit and did Stone Sour, and you got to see a little bit different side of him musically, and then he came back to Slipknot. I guess you could say Slipknot went mainstream or whatever. Then I jumped on board and really was like, okay, now I'm fully engaged with Slipknot. Where before I was a casual listener. You know, they had a couple good songs, couple good. You know, Iowa was great. It was a great album if you're into that kind of music. But I don't think I ever listened to Mushroom Head. I can never get into that.
I didn't either.
Weren't they in the Juggalo circle, or am I thinking of somebody else?
No, Mushroom Head were. Yeah, that's how I know about them. I never really listened to them. There's
Yeah.
The funny thing about the Juggalo world, there are so many freaking Juggalo acts out there. I was going to call them acts because there's more than just rap duos. There's some rock and rollers now too. They're Juggalos. But anyway, my point being is there's so much different fucking music and diversity music out there in the Juggalo world that I haven't even heard it all. I haven't even. There's some of it I don't even like. You know, so or it's just not my thing. Twisted is the motherfucking shit. Twisted is the motherfucking shit. I still rock. I still fuck with Twisted. Their electric lettuce head fucking CD bomb as shit. I'm sorry, just electric lettuce. CD was bomb as shit, and they just dropped a new one. Which I'm sorry, Monoxide just dropped a new solo one. He's on tour doing a solo tour. It's dope as fuck. Monoxide Child and Jimmy Madrix, dude, they're dope as fuck. I've met them too. Pretty cool dudes.
I don't fuck with none of them big name artists.
I'd rather fuck with Twisted. I'd much rather fuck with Twisted than ICP nowadays. Like, But anyway.
Yeah, he does. He also goes on tour with the Grateful Dead. that's where he's currently at.
Does Geoff listen to Fish?
No, I have no idea. Oh, Jesus.
I thought maybe he did.
Oh, Blaze, speaking of music, and I haven't got it downloaded. Real quick, because I was gonna take a real quick break and play a song here, but I happened to see this person, Callie and the Boot and Rally, have released like 4 or 5 new songs on their YouTube channel. They're getting ready to drop their album. The songs are good. I like them. Yeah, Callie from the Stoner Cowgirl Skater.
Yes.
Witch.
Yes, can we? I'm sorry, I forgot her name. It's been a while. Can you play one of her videos? Or do you have them downloaded? And if you don't, that's fine.
I've got. I got spit.
Send them to me, and I'll download them.
Well, I haven't downloaded the new music yet, because they just came out the other day or a few days back, and I need to get. I've been preoccupied with some other stuff, but I do got. I got Spitfire, which is one of their original songs that come out, and I've also got one of their new songs off the new album, Wes, on here somewhere. Where the hell's it at? Maybe I'm lying to you, but I do have Spitfire.
I tell you what, though, I got to freshen up the music for the breaks on Friday. I might have to throw some of that in.
Yeah,
Cali
I'm
and
lying to
Boot
you.
Rally.
But I do have Spitfire here. So we're gonna take a real quick break, and for Blaze, a little Cali in the Boot and Rally with Spitfire.
Whoa.
Oh, baby.
Pour me a double, 'cause I'm asking for trouble, don't you know it? 'Cause I'm a 5-foot spitfire, short fuse, hard wire, don't blow it. 'Cause one for the money, baby, 2 for the show, 3 shots, I'm ready, yeah, I'm ready to go when I said. Boot and rally, baby. Boot and rally, baby. Boot and rally all night long. Night was a warning. Should have seen it coming from the start. But that little liver could hold it so. But not quite like that hard, yeah, yeah. I take wide strides for my size, you know I won't dispute it. And if it's something I ain't seen before, I shoot it. And if there's mezcal in her glass, I'll shoot it too. And child, if there is something I ain't done before, don't do it. 'Cause it'll probably be the ruin of you.
Yeah, well, Cali and the Boot and Rally. Go ahead and check them out. They're everywhere, Cali and the Boot and Rally. Lots of new music are coming. Lots of new music are coming out. Lots of new music is coming out from them. They are putting out a lot of new music. They're getting ready to drop their first album. So shout out to Cali. I'm actually going to reach out to her and see if she'd be willing to come back on the show and talk about the new album and everything and the release date and whatnot. So I know we had a good time when she was on there before, and I think she'd definitely be down to come back. What is that?
So that, hold on. When we were listening to that song, Cali and the Boot and Rally, I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to update my playlist to see if I can't find some of her music that's more pot related to my playlist. I was like, let me share my playlist. So this is my personal playlist that I put together on Spotify, and it is public, so anybody can find it. So that is my link. If you guys want to know what Blaze likes to listen to, well, that'll help you.
I'm gonna have to. That's something I got to get with you about too, because I want to do the Spotify playlist of all my former guests. And I don't know my way around Spotify. I can get on there and I can listen to podcasts and whatnot. And when I try to listen to music, I get pissed off because I can't find the music I want and blah 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 blah. So, but I want it. That's a project I want to do. That way I can have that and continue to add to it. And another way that we can support these artists that come up here on Glick's House of Music.
Is your Spotify account your personal or is it under the network? I'm not sure. I don't. Yeah.
I
Usually
have
it
a
doesn't matter.
personal one.
It's a public playlist. I mean, regardless of who makes it or not.
Yeah.
People go find their
so-
music, play their music, so they get their revenue.
Yeah, it's weird. So I'm logged in. We have obviously the Nonsensical Network Spotify page, and I'm logged in through Spotify podcast or creators, whatever they're calling it. But when I go to Spotify and I log into our account, it just brings me like I can't. It takes me to the page as if I'm a follower. So, but so I can't but if I'm on the Spotify creators page, I can see all of our information and da 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 da. Speaking of our
okay. I mean, all you have to do is send me the songs, and I can make a playlist even on my account and just have a public playlist for people to find it. And we can post it because ultimately, it's to get their music out there for people.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of our actual Spotify account, back to the top. God damn it! Out of 11 reviews, we've got a 4.6 star rating on Spotify.
On what, Spotify?
Yeah. Not too shabby.
I always want to meet the person who gave me that 1 star and just hear the reason why. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I don't even care how good or bad the reasoning is. I'm just like, I want to hear it.
Because I'm a hater.
I like
hate
Chris
your shit.
I like Chris. Yeah. It could be just that. Yeah. If it's just that, then that's fine too. But there's nothing I can fix then.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty of that. I'm 100% guilty of that. I'll give somebody a 1 star rating out of no other reason other than the fact that they just pissed me off one time, and now I want to be an asshole. Fuck you, prick. So, I don't know. I think we have a question. What's that? Go ahead.
I had a question, but go ahead and finish. This is a music related question.
Okay. No, I wasn't going to say anything of any importance.
Oh, I was going to say, okay.
So go ahead with your.
Excluding singles when they release, because sometimes singles are released before the whole album does. But excluding those songs on an album, and I know this isn't so much true today, but it's something I definitely practiced a lot in the 90s and the noughties. I recently learned NOUGHTIES. The noughties is the British term for the period of 2000 to 2009. So anyway, during that time, I would when you bought a new album, did you pop that bitch in and be like, I want to hear those fucking popular songs I've been hearing? Or do you start from the very beginning of the album and listen all the way through, get that whole storyline, full context, the way they produced that album to be heard? Which one's more your flow?
I am more of a
beast.
I don't listen to the radio singles right off the bat.
Okay.
I go with the other songs first. And I'll tell you what, there's an album by Garth Brooks. And I believe it is Pieces. That I'm trying to look up I actually have it right over there. But I want to look it up and see because I believe it was in Pieces. It came out in maybe 3. But there was a reason why this is one of my favorite albums of all time, and I want to make sure it's the right one. Okay, so the hits off of the singles off of that album were Standing Outside the Fire. Great song. Great inspirational song. It's about being different and da 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 da. What up, Beast Mode? What up, Mandy? American Honky Tonk Bar Association. That's just a party song, a drinking song.
It is. I'm not a country guy, but if that song pops on and I'm at the bar, I'm gonna shake it. It's a fun song.
Yeah, I'm gonna
it's
shake
just a
it.
fun song.
Next
It's
time
a fun
next time
fucking
you're
song. I don't mean shake
next-
it, but you know, I'm
no.
I'm gonna bop to it. It's a good song.
Next time,
okay, I'll shake my
next
ass
time
for
you're
it.
in Ohio, I'm playing Garth Brooks on the jukebox. I'm like, get over there and shake it for me, daddy.
Well, it also depends on the amount of booze I have in me too, but
Yeah, right.
it's still a fun song regardless. Yes.
But Ain't Going Down Till the Sun Comes Up was on that. I love that song. It's a great song. You know, that's about a little.
I'm fighting words.
You
Not
shut
too
your
long.
slut mouth. You shut your whore mouth. Unless that's a good thing. Are you being negative towards Garth Brooks, or are you a hater?
I hope she's being negative. Unless
Yeah,
he's saying, or unless she's saying that Garth is the GOAT of country music.
She's breaking out the dollar bills. Yeah, we're gonna get her what her meaning behind that phrase before we jump to conclusions. But okay, good. I take back what I said. Yes, Garth is the best. I mean, George Strait is the king. Let's be honest. George Strait is the king. Yeah, star. Nice. But yeah, and then it had Colin Baton Rouge on there, which is another hit. But the reason I love this album, and I skip the hits, and if you skip the hits, Standing Outside the Fire is number 1. American Honky Tonk Bar Association is number 3. Ain't Going Down is 6. Colin Baton Rouge is 8. But the songs in between those on this album, The Night I Called the Old Man Out. It's a song about Garth finally having enough and calling his old man out and getting his ass whooped by his dad in the front yard. But at the same time, they developed an even stronger relationship, an even stronger bond. Then there was One Night a Day, beautiful song. It's just a beautiful song. The Red Strokes, which it is naughty time. But it's like it's got a line in there where it's like passions uncaged. Like it's just about a couple just coming together and just everything being just absolutely perfect. However, there's a and then you have The Night Only Knows, and it's about adultery and betrayal and backstabbing and revenge and everything else. I mean, I'm more like kind of a long story, kind of a long-winded explanation, but that album, to what you asked the question, that album is like a perfect explanation as to why I do what I do, because there was those 5 or 6 hidden gems in between the radio singles that just made that album perfect. And Garth had, and that's how Garth did he worked all of his albums that way. Like, you have the radio songs. When you buy the album, fuck those radio songs. Because once you buy them, you're never going to listen to them again. Unless you're at a party or something and you're drinking outside the bonfire and you want to hear something just to have music on in the background. I don't like that. Yeah. And that's what I said about like the Elvis thing. Some of my favorite songs were side B, not necessarily the big radio hits. My brain is lagging today a little bit. It's been lagging. seen him 11 times. I've seen him twice. Oh, no, I take it back. I've
What's
seen him
that?
3 times.
Oh.
Garth Brooks. I've seen him 3 times.
Ooh, I haven't even seen ICP that many times.
I've seen him 3 times because when I was in 90 something, he did 7 shows, 7 nights at the old Cooper Stadium in Columbus. And the company my aunt worked for gave them free tickets. And the first night I went, got front row, and that was amazing. And then I went like the 3rd or 4th night, we were like 7th or 8th row back. And fucking amazing. And then I seen him in Charleston. And when I got the tickets, my ex-wife was like, "We're behind the stage." And I said, "You've never seen Garth perform. Trust me, we are not behind the stage," because he's got a 360 stage. You know what I mean? And he uses every inch of the stage when he performs. And the drummer's in a cage, and they like lift him up in the air and spin him all over the place. I was like, yeah, we were not behind the stage, but we were only through like 6 or 7 rows from the stage. So
Nice.
but anyway,
Tim
yeah,
McGraw.
sorry, that was kind of a long-winded explanation for what you asked, but I had
No, you're good.
I had to make sure I got my point across.
No, you're fine. No, you're good. You're good. I'm actually the same way. All right. I pretty much stopped listening to the radio ever since I fucking discovered non-mainstream or underground music. And and so every time like a new CD was going to come out, a new album, of course the releases were always there was a couple singles that were 1 or 2 singles that were typically released before the full album came out. And I would always listen to the singles just because of anticipation. I never tried to judge my anticipation of the whole album off a single. Sometimes it was hard not to, though. Sometimes they were really bad or they were just really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
But I never knew when they released the single, if in the mind of the artist, are they releasing what they think is the best, or are they releasing what they think is just okay, just enough to want you to come listen to the rest when it comes out? Or are they releasing what they think is probably one of the worst on the album, thinking that, hey, everything else will be good by the time the rest comes out?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I think when it comes to releasing singles, I think it's more the record label than the artist. I think the record label has more to do with it than the artist does. And I think what it boils down to is what they think is going to, because if you think about it, a lot of the singles, they're catchy. They get your attention. You know, they think, for instance, American Honky Tonk Bar Association, you don't even have to like country music, but you know that song.
Yeah.
And it's a fun song to.
There's an Alan Jackson song that's just a fun party song. Alan Jackson got a few of them.
Way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie.
Yeah. That was so that was the kind of country that I would listen to back in the day, was party country.
Yeah,
so,
party country. Yeah. And then, I think the record labels honestly have more to do with what singles come out than the artists do. And I think I've heard some artists talk about that, like that they don't have as much control as one would think. Yeah,
this is true too. I've heard varying stories, because each artist gets to hopefully negotiate the terms of their contract, and it varies. But some of them are naive, some of them aren't. But
where to today, we're looking for those clicks and those views and those likes. Back in the day with music, they were looking for those spins, those record spins. How many times is somebody going to call up and go, "Hey, play that new Red Hot Chili Peppers song"? The one where it's
play
like
the funky music, white boy.
Yeah. So, they're looking for those spins and the requests, because back in the day, when we were coming up listening to music on the radio, those, like I know growing up, like I know as I started to become a teenager, one of my biggest complaints with local radio was, oh God, they play the same 20 songs over and over and over again. As I got older, I realized why they did that was because the record label is paying the radio stations to hit certain marks, times played, da 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 da. So it may seem like they're playing the same thing over and over again, but in actuality, they're not. It is getting played a lot though. So where now somebody throws it up on social media, but I think that's as I got older into my like late teens, like 17, 18, I was driving, I was able to go do things. I was working. I think that's when I discovered my love for like local music and the quote unquote underground scene, because we had venues that were 18 and older, or even at 17 you could buy tickets and go see Frank and Bob's metal experience, and it was just a local band playing some original shit mixed in with a bunch of covers. And it's like, I love this stuff. These guys are awesome. And I've been like that even to this day, man. I'd rather pay $5 at a door to see a local band kick ass for 2 hours than go to a monstrous.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some artists that I want to see, obviously, but spend $200 on a ticket and sit 600 yards away at a venue and barely be able to make them out, as opposed to $5 or $10 cover charge and see a really cool kick-ass local band and maybe possibly have a couple of drinks with them after the show, hang out with them, meet them, get to know them and stuff.
There's this old Juggalo group. They had their own record label. They were out of Wisconsin. Lyrical Stuff Records was LSP, Lyrical Stuff Productions, LSP.
Yeah.
And their title was Dark Half. There were two homies from Wisconsin, and they had some brutal fucking beats, dude. Their fucking lyrics were pretty fucking spot. Some fire shit, dude. Some old stuff. However, one of them had a heroin problem and ended up fucking passing away. But I ended up having a beer with him after one show about a couple years prior to his passing. And dude, I will never, ever, ever fucking forget that beer. He was just a cool, straight up Jew. Fucking Gino Colt shit was his stage name. Gino Colt shit. Cool motherfucker. Yeah. I listen to some fucking crazy shit. But yeah, like VIP. Okay, here's a question for you. Every once in a while, if it's affordable, I might spring for a VIP package. In other words, you get to go back in the back, do a meet and greet, autograph, all that. Is that something that you would do, or is that something that depends on who it is? So, I mean, granted, it's not something you just do for every concert. One, it's expensive.
Yeah, I think depending upon who the artist is, yes, I'll be 100% honest with you. I actually contemplated doing it when I went and seen Blacktop Mojo. Wasn't very expensive, it wasn't like it wasn't going to break the bank. However, I was like, no, I'm not going to do that, because I don't want to be that douchebag who's like, hey, we play you guys on our podcast. I know you. And it was kind of crazy because the venue I was at, I was literally 2 feet from the stage, and I was right there. And when they came out, they actually see me and recognize me. And
yeah.
One of the guys came over, fist bumped me. Yo, what up, Glick? I'm like, oh shit, you guys know me. Like, you guys actually, but we've talked quite a bit, and so I was like, I don't need to pay for the VIP experience. I'm here for the music. I'm here to have a good time. I don't want to pay. Just to go in there for 30 seconds and dip out, especially when I've had multiple conversations with the guys on social media and they've been on the show before and everything like that. Like, let somebody else that may not have that connection with them get in there and do it. But there are other artists, like, given the opportunity, I'll sell a damn nut if I have to get the VIP backstage meet and greet for like Guns N' Roses or something like that, But yeah, I think it just depends on the artist at the end of the day. If I'm going to a show, I'm more there for the experience and to listen to the music and see them perform. I'm not.
I'm pretty much on the
I don't
same
feel
page
pressure.
with you and Mandy.
Yeah, I don't feel the pressure of going, oh man, I have to get a VIP package because the guys are they're gonna remember me for always. Just another jerk off that comes through for 10 minutes.
You'll remember that VIP experience more than they'll remember that VIP experience. And I'm not saying that to be a dick or to have anybody be like, man, they better remember me. I paid all that money to shake their hand. Man, you know how many people they're meeting on their VIPs and all their concerts they're going to? It's like walking into fucking McDonald's you've never been to, walking into the cash register, going in the next day in that same cash register, and that lady's like, I don't know who you are, but you just met me yesterday.
Come on.
That's just how our brains work.
Don't you remember me? I got the number 7, large, no onions. Come on, lady. I thought we had something.
I gave you my number. You said you were gonna call. Oh, wrong person.
Remember, I forgot the fries.
That story. Did I tell you that story? Was that story? I think I tell that story.
No, you were talking about it Saturday night. I was listening, and then it came up again when I came in when I popped in Saturday night.
Oh yes.
I mean, like, I think doing. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit jaded now doing my music show and having those interviews and having those one-on-one with musicians. And a lot of these artists that I'm interviewing, I have no doubt in my mind they're going to blow up and they're going to be huge. And, you know, like Jules and I were joking around last night and, you know, the Women Rock LA thing, you know, becoming a tour for them. And I really think that's something that could absolutely happen. And, you know, it would be Women Rock Louisville, Women Rock Columbus, you know, wherever they go, you know, that city is, you know, and I was like, yeah, you know, if you guys ever get into the area and I make the trip, I'm just gonna do the show Glick's House of Music live there, and you know, post show interview, pre show interviews, you know, have the live recording of the show. And she was like, fuck yeah, bro. I was like, you like how I just interject myself on your thing and just like, you know? She's like, no, absolutely. But then, you know, she turned around and said the same thing when I was talking about, I want to eventually do the, you know, the music fest, you know, a 4-day event and, you know, down the road here and do it specifically for my former guest. And Wally put in the comments about her being a headliner. She's like, fuck yeah, I'm a headliner. She's like, see, two can play that game, you know. She's like, I just throw myself in there. And
dude,
you know,
that's not a bad aspirational goal. Have your own Glick's fucking music festival. I'm just saying.
Well, it wouldn't be Glick's Music Festival. It would be the Nonsensical Music Fest because you fuckers would all have to be involved because we'd be doing shows live throughout the weekend. We would be
it would be a whole network thing, doing seminars and shit, dude.
Yeah, we would be doing movie night shows.
Oh, we'd have movie night on stage. We'd have movie night on stage.
Yep.
Popcorn
get a
fights in the
projector there
audience.
and yeah.
I'm down. Do it.
We'd be doing our shows live from there. We'd be emceeing the concerts and like, you know, introducing the bands, and like it would be a whole network thing. Like this is outside of the monetization and the growth and everything. Like a Nonsensical Music Festival is another goal of mine that I want to achieve. And you know, we've got fucking locked in talent for days, you know.
But there's one thing. There's one thing about a music festival. All right, yeah. I think it'd be a thing. That week after the week after the festival.
Oh yeah.
Vacation for the entire network. Sorry, guys. we got ducats to count.
Yeah. Sorry, we're phoning this in. We're gonna call Jeff back and be like, you can host all week. No, that is a goal that I have. it's a way to spotlight, and it's another way for me to spotlight the artists who have been on Glick's House of Music, man, and give them a stage and give them a platform. Those that would want to be involved. I mean,
Yeah.
and I know there's several of them that I've talked. You know, this has come up in conversation, and they're like, "Dude, that'd be fucking dope, man. I better get an invite. Like, I'll be there. You just tell me when and where."
Dude, I'm already starting to fucking envision the set list in my head. Each night have a because it'd be different genres with the diversity of different. Oh my god.
Yeah. Like, and I'm talking like a Thursday through Sunday thing. So one night could be like rock, one night could be country, one night could be rap, one night could be like punk, emo, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because again, that goes back to me being a music whore, man. I love music. I love all genres of music. So I don't discriminate against the genre. If there's an artist out there, like any color you like, those guys are out there. But man, they make some good fucking music. Not my typical genre that I'm going to rush out and listen to, but they make great music that I enjoy listening to, and it's fun, and they just do their own thing. You know, so it's not necessarily a genre thing. It's a catching my ear and making something that I enjoy, and me becoming a fan, and then hopefully other people like your style and like your music, but they also get to see a different side of the artist when they come up here and come on the show with me, because I do make it more of a hangout than just so when did you start playing piano? When did you start writing songs? You know, blah blah blah. Okay, that was great. See you later. 10 minutes later, the show's over, you know. Boring.
What was that about? What the happened? What colors?
Yeah, just colors.
I know their favorite color now.
Oh yeah, that's like one of the questions that have just come up by pure coincidence. That's one of the topics we always talk about. Like, what do you nerd out about? You know, like what like I never in a million fucking years would have thought Adam James would have been a Star Wars guy, but he's a big fucking nerd, bro.
I never would have thought James Luker was a pothead. No offense to any pothead. Why would I say something like that? Me.
It's no secret. Trust me, it's no secret. I've had him on 3 or 4 times, and he's like, "I'm fucking high, bro." Like, what? I'm so high right now. Can I smoke on here? Yeah, dude. Do what you want. No, man. I think it's I got that thing you sent me, man. I saved that in my web browser.
What are you talking? What did I send you?
Are
you talking about in the WhatsApp, in the group chat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I was sitting here looking for some stuff to. Yeah. I thought it was like.
I like that. I'm gonna save that I got it saved in my browser. I'm gonna keep it there because the next time we do something like this, I think it'll be fun. But I know I sent you a couple things, and I know something kind of caught your eyeballs, your eye holes.
I like my eye holes being caught by fish hooks.
Whoa, hey. What's your safe word?
My safe word is meatloaf, because I would do anything for love but that.
I like
Look,
that.
That was a music joke too. Yeah, nailed it.
Well played, sir. I like it. He's running with the devil tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man.
No, I like it. No, oh shit, I gotta find it. There it is. I'm gonna play a real quick little song. You got an artist you'd like to hear from previous shows? I might have them up in here still.
Man,
he's like,
honestly, every Friday night I at least play Kissing Lilith, Lipstick and Gasoline, because it's just a dope ass fucking song.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're loving that song.
I do. I like this, dude. Like that interview, I watched the interview and I've like gone through their IG and all, like the dude's energy and vibe. I like that. I like that shock value, that horror value that he brings to it, and that yeah. I dig it.
Let me see if I think I have. I think this is it. What is this one?
I had a best friend that fangirled when he met Ryan Hurst too, so it's all gravy.
I think this is. Some of these just pop up. I gotta get in here and rename these. Some of these just pop in and they're just like YouTube video 374-19DDD. But I think this is lipstick and gas. So a little kissing little.
I have it on mine, but I don't have the video. I just have a clip over a.
Yeah. If not, Blaze is just gonna have to listen to whatever this is.
Yes, sir.
But I think it is. It's one of their two songs. I know that. But here we go. We'll be right back here in just a few minutes. I enjoy a little hopefully kissing Lilith with lipstick and gasoline.
Running little play that back to me. I wanna hear say it. Tell me where you be. That tell them make us run on the street. Piece of me. Dirty lie with a secret to my chick and I gave her. Now she's crying, screaming, mother, bloody head shape. And I think quick, running out of cheap chicks, running out of lips and trying to take a bite out of me. Little devil kiss. Gunshots, French tips, sex of a missing color. Pretty cause she's sex again, she's Billie Jean with the kid. Heartbreak a man, need a blind for the mind. She Medusa with a stone face, telling me that I might keep rolling. She's calling, she says she wants to hold me, but I call her on my neck cause she really wants to own me. Her piece was like murder, she's a killer, and I put her to my place and try to get away, but I don't wanna hurt her. And she puts me to the ground and kicks me while I'm down. Smile, slide down on me, said let's go another rock, cause I was sent it with the devil, but a tale was never said. I want to make a slave out of me, it's like a social vessel. I don't want another one trick pony. She's got a hidden trick up her sleeve. Her these kids is poison. Walked outside on my knees. I don't wanna be a victim of a murder. She sinks her teeth into me. This woman's gonna set me on fire with lipstick and gasoline. Banging on the walls, attacking conversations, started tongues running out of bodies. I'm forbidden fruit is rotten. Lust, intoxication, physical infatuation, losing our religion, getting off on suffocation. Hearts are beating, heavy breathing, so it's such a steady guns pointing at each other. Now it's really getting messy. Fiction, cosmic static communication, acrobatic, serotonin stop flowing. Now we're both like sporadic. Got a line, says I'm wrong, gaslighting, silver song. She convinced me I'm the perfect match, my saying I'm the bomb. Then she lets me blow it off right before she takes me down. Smile, slide down on me, so let's go another round. I don't want another one trick pony. She's got a hidden trick up her sleeve.
Well, that weirdly stopped, interrupt, like so weirdly.
It's gonna.
Whoa. I literally just sat back down. Welcome back, everyone. That was definitely Kissing Lilith, Lipstick and Gasoline, with a very abrupt end there. But that's okay.
I was halfway down the hallway going to grab a beverage, and I'm just like, what the fuck just happened to my laptop? I forgot that song does that.
I'm glad it did it then and not like a minute earlier. I'm just saying.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Blaze was playing with his tally-knackle.
No, well, it did involve shaking.
I was going to say, I know when we started the show, I seen you busted a move to the pre-song noises. You were down there in the little box, just.
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
It's, dude, some of the music we play, especially like when we're opening up, I try to let it hype me up, try to get me going. Yeah,
man. Yeah, absolutely. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But yeah, welcome back to Glick's House of Music. It is another Glick and Blaze's mixtape. We'd like to get on here and just talk all things music and talk a little music, if you will. Go ahead and give us a follow. That way you guys can check out the rest of the shows, because we got shows 7 days a week, man. We're doing something different every night. Bio.link/nonsensical network. All of our socials are there. Everywhere you can watch us live. Don't forget you can listen to us on all of the podcasting platforms that are out there, big and small. Oh, excuse me. And don't forget to check out Beauty and the Beard Creative Corner. She can get you all your nonsensical swag. Or if you don't want to buy our shit, you can get more personalized stuff. She can do pretty much anything and everything. Shout out to her, by the way. She's starting to get a little clientele base. She's got us. She's got her son. He's got a company. Anybody in the PA area, and you need some. I would say the west-ish Ohio, PA border area. If you need some trees removed or trees taken care of, hit up the boys at Tree Spire. They'll get you taken care of. And then she's going to be doing like Roasters, Glick Paranormal Society stuff, and then I think maybe there's a couple other companies out there that are interested in having her do some stuff. So definitely check her out, Beauty and the Beard Creative Corner, and get your nonsensical swag or personalized stuff if you want something of your own. You know, you see a shirt, you want like Donald Trump sucking Elon Musk's toes on a shirt. She can do it. I'm just saying.
I forgot that AI picture was generated.
Mm-hmm. She can do it. We're not here to judge your political views. We don't care as long as your money's good. Everybody's money is good here. Anyways,
Trump's fucking safe word better not be meatloaf. I'm changing mine.
Pretty sure.
Change mine to Big Mac.
Big Mac.
I got that special sauce.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
You can say the safe word all you want. I'm not stopping until you get that special sauce. Your safe word is falling on deaf ears, my friend.
My safe word is yes. That's fucked. Anyway.
No means yes. No means yes, and yes means anal. Wait, what? Anyways, so where can I set this at to where I can make it convenient for me? So one of the things that I want to, one of the things Blaze and I discussed that we thought would be a good idea for this show, for these types of shows, the mixtape show, is like finding like little articles that pertain to music. It doesn't necessarily have to be. I mean, if there is big news in the music industry, obviously we want to talk about it. I think a few weeks back, I did a show solo and rattled off a whole bunch of stuff. But one of the things that I did was talked about current events in the music industry and what was going on and whatnot. But and I think this will be a fun little concept, a fun little segment here. But especially because I have a news site that I'm always on. And they cover everything: music, sports, entertainment, politics, you name it, local, it's there. And I love what they do with the music stuff. So they got an article here. And I think this article piqued your attention, Blaze. It is 4 famous songs that are actually inspired by serial killers.
Oh, yes, that one did pique my interest. I'm curious. I didn't read the article, but I saw the headline and I'm like, ooh, I'm listening.
Yeah. Now, I mean, we know that there are songs out there that have quote unquote inspired individuals to do things. I think Charles Manson might be one of the most famous one with the Beatles, Helter Skelter, or maybe it's vice versa. Maybe Helter Skelter was after Manson.
It's really weird he went down as a serial killer because I don't think he actually I think he was a serial killer.
I don't think. Yeah, it's weird that he went down as a serial killer because I don't think he actually killed anybody, but he was definitely a cult leader.
He was a cult leader, but I don't even want to go as far.
I don't think
as
he
saying
actually
was a
killed
cult
anybody.
leader. He manipulated a group of young people to carry out his nefarious, psychotic, crazy fucking idea of what should happen. I don't think that fits into a cult or a serial killer, to tell you the truth.
Well, he definitely was not a serial killer.
Super
and
villain.
I would.
That's what he is. Super villain.
He did definitely a borderline. I would say he was on the verge of being a cult leader. I mean, you also think when you hear cult.
Did he use the same sort of manipulation tactics that a cult leader would use in order to build a cult? Yes, absolutely. You can look it up. It's called the BITE model, BITE. That is an actual thing used by professionals. Anyway, it's just the size, I guess, and the scope, and it doesn't seem like he was actively trying to build a cult per se. I think he was just trying to build a group of people that just listen to what he wants them to do, basically.
Did you know that I believe it was Brian Johnson of the Beach Boys was actually Manson and his followers actually stayed in his house, and Brian Johnson was involved with Manson and them for a while of the Beach Boys. I think it was Brian Johnson.
I did not know that.
Yeah, one of the brothers. I think it was Brian Johnson. Yeah, I feel a Patreon spinoff coming on where Blaze and Glick discuss cults and serial killers.
There's going to be a show. There's going to be a crossover. It's going to be music and movies. It's going to be about movie soundtracks. That's coming.
Bro, yeah. That'd be a dope ass crossover show.
That was just a now idea. So I'm just saying. Yeah, but I knew it was so awesome. I knew it was so awesome. I thought I'd go ahead and say it.
Yeah, you know what? That Joy plus NC. I'm writing this down so we don't forget about it.
Good. This harkens back to earlier when I was talking about the music I would listen to and my dad would play, and Beach Boys was one of them. So I'm familiar with the Beach Boys. Oh wow, that is so crazy. That I was not familiar with. But,
that might be a we're trying to figure out what to do on Patreon. That collaboration crossover show, that might be a good Patreon.
He's still stuck.
I'm just saying.
It's that good. It's that good of an idea. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's that good of an idea because there's a lot of. Welcome to Glick and Blaze's world, where this is where a lot of our ideas come from. They just pop into our heads when we're talking.
That's the way it works, man.
Yeah, that's how we get down.
Ideas are 2 parts inspiration. And there's another part, but I forgot what it is right now. I have to reread Humes. I'm sorry.
We'll come back to that later.
It's something to do with imperialism. I don't know.
Yeah. Jesus. But anyways, so I got 4 songs here for you, and I'll be honest with you. I would be surprised if you maybe only heard of one of these songs.
Okay.
And again, this goes back to your question about listening to the whole albums. This first song, I know this song because I was a fan of Springsteen. I enjoyed his albums, not just his radio hits. But it was number 1 on this list is Nebraska by Bruce Springsteen.
Okay.
This haunting song that gave Bruce Springsteen his big break is actually about a real life murder spree that occurred in Nebraska back in the day. Springsteen's tune tells the tale of Charles Starkweather, a 19-year-old man who went on a murder spree in the late 50s with his 14-year-old girlfriend. Starkweather never really gave a motive for the increasingly violent excuse me, and cruel crimes he committed before being apprehended. I don't know why I put a T in there. But Springsteen's final line puts a dark period at the end of the story. They want to know why I did what I did. Well, sir, I guess there's just a meanness in this world. And I'm familiar with this case because I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to true crime and whatnot. And
there's a all right, just real quick. There's a podcast on Spotify that I listen to that's about serial killers, and I've heard of this gentleman before too. It's been a couple of years. I bet it's probably one that you probably listen to. I'm looking it up right now, actually.
I was gonna say there's a couple different ones that I listen to.
There's only one that I listen to, but I'm sure it'll pop up.
Yeah,
it's called Just Serial Killers.
Is that a Parcast one?
A Parcast? I think so.
Yeah,
that sounds familiar.
Parcast has a whole network of podcasts, kind of like we do here. But they do everything from true crime, serial killers, paranormal. They cover a wide range of that world. Yeah, this case with Charles Starkweather was wild, obviously. You know, but that and it's wild to think, you know, you think of Bruce Springsteen, and we all know who the boss is. We all know his music. This was the song that gave him his big break. You know, this is what put him on the map. Yeah. This might be like I said, I don't know. This might be one that people have heard of, just because these guys have been around for like 175 years, and most of the band died 75 years ago. But they're still somehow alive. They're zombies on stage. But the Rolling Stones did the Midnight Rambler.
I'm familiar with that song. I'm not familiar with the killer that it's based off of. I didn't know that, but
yeah,
I can see that now. Yeah,
this list. Who actually did this list? This is American Songwriter. It's a website called American Songwriter. They put out this list of 4 songs here, 4 famous songs, and they've done lists before actually. When I was looking at this, I went to their website, and they've done other lists where they say, you've probably heard of this entry on our list, inspired by serial killers at least once or twice. The Rolling Stones penned this tune in the late 60s about the Boston Strangler.
Is that that's what it's about, is the Boston Strangler?
Yeah. Boston Strangler is a pretty well-known serial killer.
Yes.
For those who don't know, the Boston Strangler was a serial killer who murdered at least 11 different people in the early 60s. The criminal behind the heinous acts has never been found. He's another one who was never found. And the Stones' Midnight Rambler is an almost sickening depiction of the crimes, making it one of the band's darkest songs from their discography.
Okay, so the first one was The Bosses.
Nebraska. Nebraska.
I want to listen to all these tonight for when I'm laying down. And then the Rolling Stones. The Rolling
Stones is Midnight Rambler.
Midnight Rambler. Because once we get into all this, there's a group I want to talk about that actually, if we have time, that actually coincides with this. I just don't at the time. But go ahead, keep going.
I got two more here. We got "Son of Sam" by Elliott Smith. Now, I don't think I've heard this song. Again, much like Blaze, I have not listened to these songs. I've been a little bit busy with some other things, but I do want to go back. I know Nebraska. I know Midnight Rambler. I don't think I know this one. We all know who Son of Sam is.
Yes, I know. I know who that is, but I've never heard of the song.
Yeah, David Berkowitz was the Son of Sam in the 70s. Kind of terrorized New York City. He said the neighbor's dog told him to do it. I'm laughing but I'm not laughing at
No,
it.
no, it is. I mean, if you kind of think about it in a way, I can kind of see the humor. There was a movie made. It was, I forgot the name of it. Summer was in the name. I don't think it was Son of Sam or whatnot, but Adrian Brody played in it as a punk guy. And the movie was about some people. It was a story that followed a character, Adrian Brody, during the time about his life during the time of what was going on with Son of Sam, and it coincided. It was a really good movie. Yeah, I wish I knew the name of it.
Why did
Does that sound familiar to you?
Do so many movies? Yes.
You probably could have put Adrian Brody, Son of Sam movie. You probably would have.
Oh, it was Summer of Sam. Yeah,
Summer of Sam. I knew Summer was in it. Yeah, Summer of Sam.
Yeah. Summer of Sam. This is during the summer of '77. A killer known as the Son of Sam keeps all of New York City on the edge with a series of brutal murders. The philandrian Benny, John Leguizamo, almost becomes a victim of the psychopath. And soon he and numerous other people in his orbit, including his wife, Mira Sorvino. Wow. Adrian Brody, Jennifer. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. His punk rocker friend Richie, Adrian Brody, and aspiring porn star Ruby, Jennifer Esposito, are trying to figure out the identity of the killer before it's too late. This is actually, I have seen this movie once upon a time. It's a good movie. Mm-hmm. Now I want to kind of watch it again. Where's it at? Where can I watch it at? It's probably going to have to pay for it. Yeah, we're going to have to pay for it. Oh, hell. Never mind. I'm a cheap bastard.
We don't want to go down a movie rabbit hole, but Summer of Sam, great movie.
Yeah.
So,
singer-songwriter legend Elliott Smith was no stranger to writing songs about the morbid and depressing, and Son of Sam is no exception. This song was written about the real-life serial killer David Berkowitz, who terrorized New York, like I said, in the 70s, going by the moniker Son of Sam. Berkowitz killed 6 people. He claimed that his neighbor's dog, possessed by sort of a demon, mind you. This is why it's funny to me. Like the murders and everything else, and the fear that was put into people's, hold on. Like not so, funny.
You have, let's say this Android phone is the demon. This is the thing that typically possesses things or people. But it wasn't a demon. It was its sword. The pen is an analogy for the demon sword.
It was like it was sort of a demon. Yeah.
That is crazy within crazy. That is that's like the Inception that is crazy Inception.
Yeah, that's like me coming out here and going, Blaze, my vape is telling me I need to murder everybody around.
No, that's like saying no, that's like saying the oil inside my vape is telling me to kill everybody around.
Yeah. Smith's telling of the tale. Yeah, so it's crazy, man. It's wild. And I've seen movies. I've seen like true crime shows depicting this Son of Sam Berkowitz, and some of these reenactments. They literally show the dog talking to him because that's what was going on in his mind. The dog was talking to him, telling him to murder everybody. Yeah. And they show it in these reenactments or whatever you want to call them. Smith's telling of the tale presents the listener with the reality that all people are capable of good and evil, even to the extremes. And last on this list, good old Randy Newman. Now,
Randy Newman. That name does not sound familiar.
Randy Newman did You Got a Friend in Me.
You Got a Friend. Is that the name of the song though?
Yeah, that's the name of the song from Toy Story.
You got a friend in. Is that what I'm thinking of? You got a friend in me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's like a.
He's kind of got a gravelly voice. He's got that.
Yeah, isn't that like an uplifting, upbeat, kind of happy song? Yeah. Am I remembering that wrong?
Mm-hmm. No. It is.
That's about a serial killer. Let me guess, John Wayne
No,
Gacy.
No. You got a friend of me
Oh.
is not about a serial killer. No.
Oh, okay. I was like, dude, I was about to say, you just like
No.
fucked my whole world, homie.
I just ruined your entire childhood. No. I'm not ruining childhoods. No. That's what we know Randy Newman for. Is you got a friend in me.
Okay.
It's like shit. Maybe I should have Glick run things by me before he said.
No.
He just ruined an entire generation.
Hey, Jeff spontaneously blew my mind a couple Fridays ago with iPhone and their contracts with movies, so it's good.
You know what?
Awesome.
I looked that up and I seen it, but I was watching a movie the other night where, quote unquote, in the movie, the villains, I guess they were not technically portrayed as villains, but in the grand scheme of things, if you think deeper, and I've started looking at movies differently because of you, Blaze. In the grand scheme of things, they weren't necessarily the villains, but they were the villains. If you look deeper into where they were going, and they had iPhones, nonetheless.
Interesting.
But I digress.
Some
No,
things
I'm not
are-
ruining. I'm not.
But see,
I'm not destroying.
I wouldn't put that past the pettiness of Steve Jobs, though. That's the thing. That's all I'm saying.
It is a real thing. I did look it up, and I did look it up because I was like, "There's no way," but it is a real thing with the iPhones and the villains and the blah blah blah. But no, I'm not ruining anybody's childhood with you got a friend in me being about John Wayne Gacy or anything like that. This is a totally different Randy Newman song, and it is In Germany Before the War is the name of the song. Out of all the songs inspired by serial killers on this list, Randy Newman's troubling story follows the real-life crimes of a very distant time. Newman's In Germany Before the War explores the crimes of German serial killer, and if you don't know who this gentleman is, check him out because this cat was fucking twisted. Peter Curtin. He was also known as the vampire. He was the vampire of Dusseldorf.
I think that was one of the first podcasts on that serial podcast list that I listened to. Yes.
He claimed the lives of at least 9 people in the 1910s and 1920s. Newman tells the tale in a way that sounds like poetry or some sort of pulpy novel. Yes. The vampire of Dusseldorf was a wild cat, man. Again, I don't want to like. No, I do want to do a show, about serial.
That sounds like a fun Harry Potter movie. I'd watch that Harry Potter movie.
Yeah, I mean, I might watch it too. I mean, Harry and the gang were trying to survive, huh?
Harry Potter and the Vampire of Dusseldorf. I mean, come on, come on, come on, come on, Hollywood, come on, Hollywood, make it for me.
Good luck, Harry Potter. What? Who? Who's Steven?
Peter?
I don't.
Who's Peter Piper?
Hold on a second. I gotta see what they're saying.
Yeah, no, you got. Well, why he's doing that?
What?
Hello, Tuesday audience. I almost forgot what night of the week it was. How are y'all doing? Ooh.
It's Jeebus Cribbus.
It's
Jeebus Cribbus, the son of the spaghetti monster in the sky.
Jeebus Cribbus? They're making fun of Jesus baby. It's not Christmas. It's not the right time of year to make fun of Jesus baby.
They're watching Jeffrey Dahmer.
I'm gonna have to explain to Glick that the position of his camera in his bathroom are in line.
Gene. So I had my back turned.
I muted you, sir. I muted you before I noticed. I just happened to look over. I was like, I know what's about. Oh my god, mute.
Yeah, no. I don't think you would have been able to hear what I was doing because I get up and go piss all the time. I usually turn my camera off. But I was like, but I had to go out there because they're yelling about Jeebus Cribbus not liking the gays because they're watching Jeffrey Dahmer tapes. And then I was like, oh, I got
And I'm sitting here trying to make a Harry Potter and the Vampire of Dusseldorf joke, and they're ruining it.
I want to see it.
I want to see it too.
Yeah.
Ooh, Blade shows up. Blade shows up in it. I mean, it's a vampire movie, right?
Blade shows up after.
I mean,
after
would you rather have Blade or Edward? I'm just saying. I think Blade would be cooler.
I think Blade would be way cooler.
Edward would probably fit better. See now we're going down movie shit. Let's not go down movie shit.
Yeah. So that is what the fuck?
It's tomorrow night, Wednesday. Join Glick and a special guest co-host tomorrow for What the Fuck News.
Yeah, I don't know who it would be. You said you had a question, so those are those. That's all I had on that. God bless it.
Mm-hmm.
That is all I had.
I have them all written down. I'm going to listen to all these tonight.
Yeah,
and yeah.
You said you had something.
Oh yeah, so
those lines.
Well, I did look at the time, and we do. I guess we gotta have to search right now.
We got a few more minutes.
Yeah, so this kind of goes along with country music too. There's a group that I learned about a few years back, kind of country folkish kind of music. The lead singer his name is Danny. The last name escapes me, but the group's name is Amigo the Devil. Here, let me type that in the chat right quick. And anyway, they're the devil. And he's got a couple songs that's inspired by serial killers. He's got one about Dahmer. I forgot the name of it, but he's got one about Gacy, and let's put it like this: for country folk music, he's heavier than death metal. I'm just saying.
Are you sure?
But it's country.
Sure
folk.
Country?
Yeah, but his lyrics, dude. His lyrics are so diabolical.
So, according to Kerrang.com, Amigo the Devil makes country music that's heavier than death metal.
See? I knew I read that somewhere. No, but this shit is fucking.
Bro.
What? Did you hear a song that you're familiar with?
No.
Here, see one? What? The title? Titles stick out?
No. Actually, something totally different. I have a list of songs about or referencing serial killers, A to Z.
Send me that. I will make a Spotify playlist and we'll share it. Send that list to me, and I will have that. I will have that done by this weekend.
Nice.
Well, depends on how many songs. How many songs is it, real quick?
There's a lot, bro.
We talking like over 100?
I'm gonna send you the link real quick.
Okay. That's fine. I can sit here on the laptop and do it real quick.
But no, I don't expect you. There's
send me that link. I'll put together a playlist as much as I can.
Oh, I'm gonna say there's
and then we'll post it to Patreon. And we'll post it to Patreon. What? We'll post it to Patreon.
Dude, I see what they're doing here. They have got the serial killers listed in order from A to Z. So like David. Okay, hold on a second. Let me find somebody that. So like the Axemen of New Orleans. I don't know if you know that know that story or know who that is. But the The Squirrel Nut Zippers, they have a song called Axeman Jazz, Don't Scare Me Papa. Beast of Bourbon have the Axeman Jazz. Estrogen has Axed Man. Joseph John Davila has the Mysterious Axeman's Jazz, Don't Scare. So they have the serial killers listed A through B or A through Z, and then below them they have all the songs that are written about them or inspired by them. By the
How many
artist.
songs does it say? How many songs are in that list?
It does not, but Son of Sam has like 20 songs.
Oh Jesus. Okay, so it won't be every single song. Matter of fact, Glick, you and I might need a collab on this and
Yeah.
agree.
I think we'll get together on this and we can pick out like, because not everybody knows who the Axeman of New Orleans was. I'm sure most people don't know who Elizabeth Bathory is. I do. Unfortunately, I'm looking at this list and I'm going, I know way too many of these names, and I probably am on a list because I've listened to far too many of these true crime stories or read stuff on these guys. Like Jeffrey Dahmer has.
So there is a song.
There's probably about 50 songs there about Jeffrey Dahmer.
There's a song out there called "The Devil and Karl Marx." Mm-hmm. Oh, you know that's an audio book. 15. Never mind. Well, never mind. I don't know where that came from. Ignore me, guys. I'm trying to look for a specific song. Oh, my gosh, why is it not popping up?
So anywho, so the
Edmund Temper.
Sorry, I got.
Edmund Temper, he's a serial killer. That's a song by the Devil.
Ed Kemper. And,
Ed Temper. Well, it's Kemper, but the song is Temper, because he has a temper.
Yeah.
And then he has another one about Jeffrey Dahmer in here too. But look up Amigo the Devil if you're into that kind of stuff. Very macabre, country, folkish. Like Cora said, more death metal than more death than death metal. Very true. So, matter of fact, I think Glick, I challenge you to listen to that tonight with Nikki. She might not like him, or she might. She might like him, dude. There's some songs.
They've got LA Weekly did an article called "Amigo the Devil sings about serial killers and spousal abuse with a sense of humor."
Yeah. Well, it's macabre. It's gallows humor.
Yeah.
So. It's not condoning spousal abuse at all. I don't want that confusion.
No. And these artists aren't condoning serial killers. They're just writing songs and singing about it. I mean, because
life inspires art. I mean, that's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Even the ugliest parts of life inspires art.
Mm-hmm.
It's just 100%. A fact of life, baby.
I had one more thing. Unless you're on a time crunch, I mean, we can go.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah,
we're good.
So, but yeah, no, dude, I like. We're like, what are we going to do on Patreon? And we do one show together, and we've got one idea. I've got another idea that I want to float around with you.
This Spotify playlist will go on Patreon.
Yeah,
that'll be a Patreon bonus, guys. $1 a month.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I have another idea for a Patreon show that revolves around serial killers. I think that'd be a cool thing to do. And if it catches enough buzz and people are interested, maybe we'll put it on the we'll do a little free version here on the tubes of you. Just got to be careful when we dance around with certain subjects.
I want to pause. I want to pause. I want to say something real quick, guys. All right, this is and hear me out here. I think you might like this, guys. You're gonna want to subscribe to
Ears are open.
Patreon. This is guys. You're gonna want to subscribe to Patreon, and this is why. Patreon is a paid subscription that is private. In other words, we can play and showcase copyrighted material because it's for our eyes only. Private page, you come up. We have a music night. We listen to the music we want to listen to, the hits we want to listen to, and you guys get to request them. Movie nights with Blaze. Come on, you want to do it. You want a movie you want to watch? Let's fucking watch that shit on Patreon. $1 a month, and that's what you get. Stuff we can't do here for free, but we can do it for $1 a month, and you guys can come and enjoy it with us, because that's the stuff we want to do. We want to like play music and rock the house with you, watch movies with you guys, and all that fun stuff. So anyway, Patreon, $1 a month. And I just noticed he put me up on the screen all by myself.
I did because I wanted I wanted a nice clean promo, a nice clean shout out, because we can clip that and turn it into something. No, man, I agree, and you know what? It's not always going to be just $1 a month. We're going to have our bottom feeding tier, will be $1 a month, but we're going to add extra tiers.
Yeah, but we're starting at $1 a month right now.
But with those extra tiers, we're going to give you guys stuff. Maybe free merch, free swag, VIP status. You guys could actually come up and do a show on Patreon with us.
Yeah.
Shout outs, all that good stuff. So starting out at $1 a month, you could be a subscriber. And if you guys subscribe enough to where I don't have to go back to work, Mama's not going to be mad at me for sitting back here on the laptop all the time because I'm working and I'm making money.
It's true. So, don't make Nikki. Come on, guys. See, that's the best selling point. Bonus. You won't make Nikki mad. Almost messed that.
You won't make Nikki mad. And then not only that, but you guys subscribe to the Patreon and follow her on Beauty and the Beard Creative Corner, and then you can buy stuff from her. So this is double happy.
Well, you still with us.
Yeah, she's twice as happy because you're keeping me out of her hair. And she gets to do her crafty, creative stuff that she wants to do. So
and that's something else. That's something else. If Wally gets the opportunity, he might be able to go on Patreon with you and watch some motorsports races. Just saying, man. Pay-per-view type shit. Could you imagine last Friday? Could you imagine if we had Patreon last week and Shaka's son was in a pay-per-view fight? You imagine if we would have paid for that? Aired it on Patreon? Oh, for all our audience?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been awesome. I'm sure that would have been a law break.
Oh, Shaka,
Shaka's in the house. Speaking of Shaka, what's up, dude?
Yeah, man. If I start going to gigs and doing Glick's House of Music live, that's going to become a Patreon exclusive. If I do Glick's House of Music live at a show, I'm not giving that to you sons of bitches for free. You gotta earn that.
$1 a month. And here's the thing: after $1 a month, and we get our shit together, and you're like, man, I like this, and you guys like this, we might ask for a little bit more.
Chaka said he'll put his wiener on our Patreon. That's a Chaka wiener tier. Chaka wiener tier. $10, $5 a month.
maybe we'll do a nonsensical nonsense one night just on Patreon for you dumb fucks that want to come up and show your penis at some
yeah, right.
No,
just let it be known if you show your wiener, we're gonna make fun of it. See,
just the
wiener
tip.
For sure, just a tip. The Shaka wiener tier. Hit him with the tip, Chaka. Maybe we'll do a.
Hold on. Doing what? Doing what? You talking about Patreon? Patreon's for the whole network.
We're gonna do a Blaze. We're gonna do a Blaze shaking it tier where I play random songs that get Blaze up dancing and shaking his moneymaker.
Oh.
Dude, you know, if we would have had Patreon back when we did the gig at Buckeye Axe Throwing, like that at the end of the night where I was kicking your guys' asses in axe throwing after I almost died, like I came back from the dead and
only because I took a stupid dare. Anyway, proceed.
I don't know who did that. I don't know who dared you to do something. Not me.
I was the dumbass that took it, so it don't matter.
It was still funny.
It was.
We could have done that whole segment on for Patreon, just us throwing X's. I'm like, man, at the end of the day, I'm 9-0. I think 9-0 in axe throwing. No, but yeah, no. I think the Patreon will be dope. I think the way Blaze and I, when we get to talk and we come up with these random ass fucking ideas that have nothing to do with what we're talking about at the end of the day. It just happens, man. And I say this because this leads me into this next little fun article that I want to do. And the reason I want to do this random little article is because our good friends, the Southern Outlaws band, we have a song here that we kind of joke around and say that this has become the network theme, like our network theme song. You know, it's good for the soul. It's the song. This is the name of the song. And the story behind that was they were at a Mexican restaurant. They were all eating dinner, and the song popped into Arliss's head, and he just, somebody give me a napkin. And he scribbled it down. You know, nothing was going. It just popped up, and it happened. And he scribbled the song out on a napkin, and then they started working on it. And that's where a lot of, I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I don't think Blaze will disagree with this. I think a lot of Blaze and I's ideas just randomly kick us in the head. And we might be talking, we might not be talking, and we might be a random fucking 3 o'clock in the morning message. Blaze, I got an idea, or yo, Glick, let me bounce something off your head, you know, because something pops into our head. But this little article, this article that popped up that I've seen, these are songs that were written in 10 minutes that made history. So you should already know these songs, please. Like, these are pretty popular songs.
All right.
The first one on this list was Guns N' Roses. We all know who Guns N' Roses is. Another idea.
I'm familiar with them.
Another idea that we're not going to spill too much beans on. Maybe you guys will get the first exclusive look on Patreon.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I could put all my fucking art projects on Patreon for you guys just to go look at.
Yeah. Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine. I mean, who doesn't know that song? It's fucking huge.
Really? Huh.
It's fucking massive. I mean, it's probably it's up there as one of their biggest hits.
It is.
It was written in 5 minutes. It doesn't get more classic than the hit song "Sweet Child of Mine" by Guns N' Roses. Even though this number one hit remained at the top of the charts for more than 20 weeks, the song only took about 5 minutes to write.
Wow. Who says? I mean, that's like, I get it. People like want to make quick buck, want to make the quick money.
Mm-hmm.
It can't happen. It can happen.
I mean, lightning does strike. I mean,
that's.
Plus, could you imagine?
5 minute written song? Boom.
Yeah, Axel sitting there and he's like, and then all of a sudden Slash is like, wow. And I'm like, what the fuck? We just wrote a song. We just killed it. Here we go. Let's do it, man.
Well, see now, hold on. Here's the thing. I don't know if the article makes the delineation or not, but writing a song, I was under the impression just writing the lyrics in 5 minutes, not not what the sound's gonna be, not the riffs and all that, but maybe an idea.
It does. Hold on a second. Let me see, because I skipped the whole. I skipped the whole.
I mean, because writing a song. I understand. I understand it more now. There's the music theory where you're writing out the music, and then there's writing out writing out the lyrics. You're at a bar, like you're a comedian. You're sitting there out with your buddies at a bar, and you're sitting there. You're like, I got an idea for a great joke. I'll write it down on the fucking napkin. Oh. Monkey chicken. I don't know what that means, but there's a joke somewhere. But my point being is you're writing out the lyrics, but is that? I mean, that's not. I mean, sure, that's writing out the song. That's the song. The song's the lyrics, but is that the whole melody?
Well, I skipped out the whole intro. Let's see. So this is from a website 247 Tempo, 24/7 Tempo. Songwriters each have their own unique approach and their methods, and they can vary significantly. Some prioritize lyrics, melody, or rhythm when crafting chart-topping hits. Others take a more structured approach, like Taylor Swift, who has shared her system of categorizing her songs into 3 styles: quill lyrics, fountain pen lyrics, blah, blah, blah. While Swift's approach is hugely successful, blah, 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 blah. Many artists opt for different avenues and have chart-topping hit songs that were composed in just 10 minutes or even less, with just a spur-of-the-moment ideas. To create this list of chart-topping hits written in 10 minutes or less, 24/7 Tempo consulted several lifestyles and media publications, including Business Insider and the Rolling Stones, which don't consult Rolling Stones magazine for anything, because Rolling Stones magazine, for as popular as they are, they're the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet when it comes to music. They know nothing about music. Yeah, and I'll go on record as saying, and I will go on record saying that they do make some, they do some great interviews.
I turn to Rolling Stone more for some political articles than I ever do for music articles. I never really thought about that, but that's a good point. That's a great point. Because I never read Rolling Stone for music, ever, because they don't never talk about the music I typically fucking listen to or hear about.
Rolling Stones has some great articles. They have some great interviews. They do some fantastic music interviews, but they know nothing about music. And I'm actually going to write this down, Blaze, for a topic of conversation.
Now I'm curious to know the history of the Rolling Stone magazine, because I know they typically seem to identify as a music industry sort of magazine, but I've never really looked at them like that. They're more of a progressive pop culture sort of current contemporary zeitgeist magazine. So, but
I will, and I made a note of this because we'll talk about this in an upcoming Glick and Blaze's mixtape, and I will validate my point about Rolling Stones not knowing anything about music, because their lists are trash.
He broke the seal.
I'm not a fan of Rolling Stones when it comes to music at all, in any way, shape, or form. But anywho, so we also read quotes from many of the musicians listed. So they don't say, they're just saying, man, they literally just wrote the songs in 10 minutes or less. But some of these artists, give me 1 second. Some of these artists, you've seen enough behind the stage or behind the scenes and enough like interviews and stuff with them, you kind of get an idea how they write and how they come up with songs. And I truly believe that, like I just said, what happened with Guns N' Roses and Sweet Child of Mine, I think I would put money on it if I could build a time machine and go back in time and go to the studio or go wherever they wrote that song. But that's exactly how it went down. Axl just had lyrics pop into his head and he started singing, and he had kind of the melody, and Slash was sitting there, and Slash was like, all right, here we go, guitar time, and just started wailing on the guitar a little bit, and then Axel paused for just a split second, and that was all Slash needed to go into a full-on fucking solo. And Axel just shut the fuck up and let Slash do what he does. And then when he was done, he came back in and started singing.
There you go. There you go. Huh. I was waiting for the second song that was written in 10 minutes or less.
You're letting me down, homie. I got to go get a beverage. Okay, sorry. Well,
Sorry, my bad. I did.
What he's like, I'm just filler.
Okay, so I'm okay. I'm not gonna lie. I got totally distracted. I got distracted. So for the last I don't know how many fucking years, there's times where I'll leave and I'll come home and my bed has been wrecked as a playground from my dogs. And I always blame Molly, my big dog, my big angel. I always blame her. And I literally just sat here and witnessed my other dog, the small dog, Pepper. Because I don't know if she just doesn't realize I'm sitting right here or what. But I sit here and watched her do exactly what I've been blaming my other dog for years.
Does she
and
make a
I
mess?
feel, yes, and I feel so bad.
Suze does that, no, especially when I'm back here doing shows and I'm podcasting. She comes back here and she lays on the bed and she just fucks everything up and she builds a little mess. Anywho,
Yeah.
Slash is the shit. Slash is the absolute shit.
But dude, I will come home and this dog will have I'll come home and my pillows. I got four pillows in my bed. I love pillows. I don't give a shit. And they're fucking memory foam pillows. And I'm not talking about the solid. I'm talking about like the chopped up memory foam. So it's all cozy. 4 of them. Yeah. There's a heated side and there's a cool side to each pillow. So I got 4 of those bitches. I come home one day, I had one pillow in each corner. I swear to God, they were doing a seance in this room. That's how crazy she gets, man.
Nikki and I have somewhere between 6 to 8 pillows on our bed. That's 3 to 4 pillows a piece. Shout out to Austin. She bought me these amazing my pillows. You ever heard of those or seen those? Google.
You talking about the guy that my pillow guy? His pillows?
Yeah.
I heard they were good pillows though. I heard
they're amazing. Pillows. She got me 2 of them for Christmas.
I heard he ended up being a bad salesman though.
I don't think he's necessarily a bad salesman as much as he's not the greatest guy. Either way, his pillows are amazing. Austin bought me 2 of them for Christmas this year, and they are fucking amazing. I love them. But anyways, back to the Arliss. When I brought this article up, I was talking about you. We're gonna finish with this article here tonight, and then actually, Blaze and I will be back tomorrow night on What the Fuck News. So
I was going to keep
that House of Music
a surprise.
I mean, I'll be.
It's okay.
Blaze is fired.
That's out of the bag now.
Blaze is fired.
Nah.
Blaze is fired until maybe tomorrow. No, just kidding. You guys are in for a special treat this week. You got 2 Glick's House of Music. You're gonna get double dose of Glick and Blaze.
Friday night, I have a special co-host. Friday night, I have a special co-host. Yes.
Thursday, Wally.
You know what? Before you get into the last article or whatnot, I know we're pushing time, but I feel like we need to address the elephant in the room.
I was going to address it tomorrow night as breaking news.
Okay. All right.
But
all right.
I mean, are you cool with that? Like right out the gate, breaking news, breaking what the fuck news?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
okay, go. All right. You guys got to tune in tomorrow night.
We're dance partners, man. We're dance partners. We got to be on the same page.
No. That's why.
I mean, that's some good what the fuck news right there. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
No, so the article we're doing here is and Arliss, you can attest to this. I brought it up. Songs written in 10 minutes or less that made history, and Good for Your Soul was one of them songs that but
It's not on this list, but it definitely should be.
it came in at number like 11 out of the top 10. No,
Written in Glick's Bic ink.
look, if Rolling Stones can make up bullshit, I can make up bullshit.
No, you improved Rolling Stone. That's what you did.
Oh, dude,
You were like,
I
you know,
wouldn't
fuck Rolling Stone. I'm your new editor. Fucking Southern Outlaws, man, bitches. There you go.
Yeah, I wouldn't last 5 minutes employed at Rolling Stone, because as soon as they brought a list to my attention, I'd be like, are every one of you fucking deaf and retarded? Do any of you ever listen to music? 100 greatest songs of all
I
time.
listen to Blues Clues theme song. Fucking
Yeah,
goddamn
100 greatest songs of all time. Number one is Beyonce's fucking country song. Get the fuck out of here, Rolling Stones. You're fucking.
You know,
garbage.
I know. Okay, I'm actually gonna say this on a music channel. I heard about that. You know what? All I'm gonna say is this. I swear to God, I'm on a different timeline I'm not supposed to be on.
I agree. I think I'm on that same timeline with you. I think we're in the wrong multiverse. boys.
Beyonce winning a country music award. What is going on?
Yeah, we are in the wrong multiverse, Blaze.
What the fuck happened? When did I fall asleep and where the fuck did I wake up?
Yeah, right. Exactly. But the first song on this list here
Molly, we're not in Kansas anymore.
We're not in Kansas anymore. Was Guns N' Roses' "Sweet Child of Mine." Coming up on the next song on this list. Very well known band, very popular band. I'm not the biggest fan, but I can appreciate what they did for quote unquote rock music. But Queen with a crazy little thing called Love. According to Freddie Mercury, he wrote the hit song Crazy Little Thing Called Love in less than 10 minutes. He credited his poor guitar playing skills as the reason he was able to write it so fast, claiming he only knew a few chords, so he was limited to what he could come up with. So there you go. He was getting the melody and everything like that while he was writing the song, and he did it in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
so
I'm starting to Glick, and I blame this on you. I've been starting to listen to like music interviews, like when shit pops up, like on YouTube, I'll listen to like shorts and stuff. Yeah. And some of the musicians that I've listened to in the past that I'm fond of, I've learned that they started off, and some of their most popular songs are just a couple chords, just a couple power chords, or just something simple. And I'm like, I need to relay that to my nephew, because I think he's struggling. I'm thinking he's got to like do this perfect fucking shit. And I'm like, I think I need to let him know that.
There are so many videos out there of your top 40 songs.
I wonder if this is on that list.
Give me back my phone. You guys do a great ass. Wait, hold on. Is this a Mandela effect? Didn't you guys do that at a couple weeks ago when we came to see you, or is this a Mandela effect, or am I just imagining you guys would kill a cover? Anyways,
the Mandela effect would have
show your nephew. There's a ton of videos out there of top 40 songs that all use the same 4 chords on a guitar. They're just arranged differently. It'll probably blow your mind, but if he's learning music and he's wanting to play an instrument or whatever, dude, it'll blow his mind. It's 4 chords. It's 4 chords or 4 notes.
I have a better idea. I have a better idea. And Arliss, if you're listening, this one goes out to you. This is a question. This is a favor I'm going to ask. You can say no. It's probably kind of a big favor. I don't know. I know you're within the area I live in. I know you're within driving distance, within less
like
than
6 hours from you.
Yeah, I know. I mean, not that far of a
7
a
hours.
trip. Yeah. I was wondering if when you're not on tour, when you're not on tour, you're at home, you're not like doing your thing. If you're okay, if I bring my nephew over and y'all have to jam session, just to show the kid, just to give him some like aspirations and inspirations.
If you
Those
wanted to
seems
meet
to
it
be
at halfway, if you want to meet it at
there
halfway,
is a tone.
I might recommend this little town.
Anyway,
I might recommend this little town that's about halfway between both of you guys. It's called
Mhm.
Dirk. I don't know if you ever heard of it. That would be a pretty cool meetup spot for you guys. I'm just like,
wait, Arliss is north of you?
yeah, Arliss is up northeast Ohio. He's actually when I went up to MC the show, they're about 45 minutes ish away from where Nikki is
Okay.
from. Yeah.
I was thinking he was south of you, so he would have been like in between us somewhere. Okay, but still, either way,
that's what I said. I'm like the middle point between everybody.
Would love to. I know. Hell yeah, Arliss.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
There we go. See?
I will.
See?
I have your email address. I will shoot you an email, and
Like I said, just meet in the middle. Just meet in the middle.
And again, it's not. It's really not even for me. It's just for my nephew because.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Like I said,
this kid will spend hours just jamming. When I see passion in any sort of art form, it's like I want to push that person wherever I can to throw them in the fucking deep end. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, no. Like I said,
I keep distracting from your article. I'm sorry.
I think
music. I'm keeping it music.
I think a nice halfway point for both of you guys would be awesome. Yeah. I'm just saying, and I don't know, jam session with Arliss and Dave from the Southern Outlaws and Blaze's nephew. That would make a great episode of Glick's House of Music on Patreon.
I wasn't thinking that per se.
I'm thinking business wise. Patreon.
I mean, actually, it would definitely be recorded, but it would go on the Patreon.
Dave's only invited if he brings Mama Sandy.
It goes on the Patreon. Okay, get back to the article.
We can find a really cool place if it's warm outside. We can find, because there's a lot of really cool places around me. Like, do it outside, get the scenery. Get like,
Do you know of any place that has like a natural auditorium kind of feel, like a rock formation or anything out in the area that you know of? Or?
Oh yeah, I could absolutely 100% find one. Oh yeah. We definitely got them.
No.
We
anyway.
Definitely got them. Anyway, back to Nikki's gonna come back here and she's like, I'm gonna murder you and I have to work tomorrow, but I'm driving to Kentucky and I'm gonna murder Blaze.
Sorry, Nikki.
She's like, you sons of bitches, subscribe to Patreon so I can quit my job too.
Exactly. Subscribe to Patreon so Nikki stops getting mad at Blaze and Glick.
Yeah, subscribe to Patreon and follow Nikki at Beauty and the Beard Creative Corner on Facebook and buy merch and buy stuff from Nikki so she can quit her job and she doesn't have to worry about my dumbass. Anyways, songs written in 10 minutes or less that made history. I don't know if any people have ever heard of this band. They're a little known band, kind of small. They're not that popular. But they go by the Beatles.
Never heard of them. Never heard of them.
Well,
I am aware of the Monkees, though. The Monkees, I do know them.
I do know the Monkees. I've never heard of the Beatles. I do. You know what? Wyatt is right. I do got to spray some WD-40 on this chair because it just started to drive me crazy. Now that he has pointed it out. But anyways, so this little band, I'm sure nobody's ever heard of them. The Beatles. They wrote this song called "Yesterday." Yes, we know who the Beatles are. Before anybody comes at us, we all know how big the Beatles are. We all know Beatles mania, the British invasion of the 60s and whatnot.
Oh, the Beatles were real. I know. I really never heard of the Beatles. I thought that was just.
You've heard of the Beatles, Paul
I've heard.
McCartney,
Yes, I've heard. Yes, yes, yes.
Ringo. Yeah,
Ringo Starr.
come on, we're gonna catch so much hate.
Was it Yoki or
John,
Yuki or whatever her name is? Like
yeah,
the
John
whole
Lennon,
reason why they
Yoko.
broke up. Yada yada.
Yoko split up the band.
Yoko, that's her
Anyways,
name.
yeah. God, Jesus.
Yellow Submarine. No, I know who the Beatles are.
Yeah. The Beatles wrote their, I mean, which is a huge hit. I love this song. I am a Beatles fan. I do like the Beatles. They wrote this song yesterday. They wrote it in less than 5 minutes. The famous Beatles hit Yesterday apparently came to songwriter and musician Paul McCartney in a dream. When he woke up, it took less than 5 minutes to get the tune on paper. That includes all the chords and the words.
That's
Not that it's like
see,
not that it's like
that answers my question from earlier.
Yeah.
Though. I mean, that's
Yeah.
I mean, because all right, to write a song, just the lyrics in 5 minutes, compared to writing the song, the lyrics, the chords, like really dumping music theory into it all in 5 minutes. That shit's impressive.
Now, mind you, you know, anybody who's heard Yesterday, it's not like a musical masterpiece. It's very basic. It's very low key. But it's such a beautiful song. It's a great song. The Beatles have written a lot of fun songs, but man, the Beatles or members of the Beatles have been known for writing some of the most beautiful songs with some of the crazy with some absolutely amazing lyrics out there. And it's not like they're doing anything crazy. It's just the message that they're putting out there. Yesterday is an absolutely beautiful song. I do love that song. I am a sucker for the Beatles. I'm a sucker for John Lennon music. I am a sucker for Paul McCartney and Wings and all that stuff. I'm here for it. Anyways, next on this list, a band that I really like, kind of goes under a little bit of a radar. I don't think they get the recognition that they deserve, but they were a great band in the 90s. REM with Losing My Religion.
I think that is probably the only song that I remember of them. But that song took them less than 10, because that is like one of their most popular fucking songs ever that I remember.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, that is a song that I listened to. It came out when I was in high school, so it was prior to me joining the military and moving out. But it was the catalyst. That song was a catalyst of my exploration of my belief in religion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, the course alone.
Song's got history with me.
Yeah, I mean, the course alone, that's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight. Losing my religion, trying to keep up with you, and I don't know if I can do it. Oh, no, I've said too much. I haven't said enough. It's a great song.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that song. And the video is wild. I do love the video.
I think the video is distracting from the lyrics. I remember the first time I listened to it, I watched it on MTV. I was mesmerized by the video itself. The video is amazing, totally amazing.
Yeah,
but
the video,
I was distracted. I was distracted with the video and didn't pay attention to the lyrics until I listened to it without the video, and then I was really blown away.
See, I heard the song. So this song came out in the era of MTV, the era that we grew up with, where MTV played music videos.
Oh,
MTV
yeah,
was music television.
There was a time in history where a channel's name meant what they did. Like music TV had music, history had history. Now it's reality bullshit and ancient aliens.
Ancient aliens. Yeah, ancient aliens. And the Travel Network shows nothing but ghost adventures. So
and the Discovery Network is just like, no, we're just closing boxes. Anyway.
Yeah. So no. So for me, I heard REM's "Losing My Religion" the first time I heard it on the radio, and then I heard it on the radio again, and I went and bought the CD. It was a good CD, by the way. It was a good album, and and I say this because I grew up in Podunk. I grew up in Podunk, Ohio. I grew up in the middle of nowhere. Well, I didn't. I don't really have a home. If I had a hometown, it would be right here where I live right now. I've been here the majority of my life, right here in Newark. But when we didn't have we were out in the middle of nowhere, so we didn't have cable. We had a satellite dish, but that was a little bit later on. So it was a while before I actually seen the video for "Losing My Religion." So I'd already heard the song, I heard the lyrics, and I'm a guy who listens to lyrics. Even as far back as when I was a kid, I've always been a lyrics guy. And the song really struck a chord with me, and it really hit. And then I seen the video, and knowing the song and knowing the lyrics, the video made perfect sense to me. It was dark, it was gritty, it was raw, it was real. It was a great video for a great song. I can see where you're saying, like, you've seen the video and it distracts from the message and the lyrics and whatnot. But knowing the song prior to seeing the video and then seeing the video, it was just like, this is a perfect video for this song at the end of the day.
It is. It absolutely is. Like, the video and the song go hand in hand. Just because I said the video distracted me the first time doesn't mean I don't respect. It's like, you watch the video and the music. You watch the video, you respect it. You don't totally focus on the song, but then you listen to the song without the video. Then you hear it. You're like, wow. And then you merge them together at the same time for a third time.
Yeah. That's what it was. That's what it was for me the first time I seen the video. The first time I seen the video, it was that moment. Like, holy shit. Like, because I'd already had the album and everything else. So, but anyways, it took less than 5 minutes to write this song. Peter Buck, the guitarist of REM, happened to stumble upon the riff for "Losing My Religion" as he was learning to play mandolin, the mandolin. He ended up writing it in less than 5 minutes, and Michael Stipe, the lead singer of REM singer, ended up writing the lyrics later on. The song became became a hit on their next album, Out of Time. So Peter Buck had the music, and then he was like, "Here's what I'm doing," and Michael Stipe was like, "Okay, got it. Let's go. Let's bang this out. Hit the studios." This is a great song. And this next one is whether you like the band or not, this is a great song. And as a sports fan, this song just speaks. It really hits home. And it is the White Stripes, Seven Nation Army, and I believe it is the Wisconsin Badgers that do Seven Nation. It's a college football team. I believe it is Wisconsin.
I'm just saying they should call themselves the Whiskey Badgers because it just sounds cool.
Well,
like as a nickname. Yeah.
University of Wisconsin. I think they do this in the fourth quarter. So every school has their song that they play in the fourth quarter. And everybody in the stadium sings. I think they do this song, White Stripes, Seven Nation Army, which is, like I said, it's a kick-ass song. It was written during a sound check. Ringo was just at the Ryman. Oh wow, I didn't know that. I would love to see Ringo. But I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this song or this band.
You don't know the Seven Nation Army?
No, I don't. What kind of music?
A little rocky. I guess it's kind of in the rock genre.
Okay.
I'm gonna fight them off. A Seven Nation Army couldn't hold me back. No. Anyways.
It's okay
No,
if you were to play like a 5-second clip, but you already have to have
yeah, I know. I
You're
just
good.
don't have it. I just don't have it
No, you're
prepared, and
fine. No, you're
I'm
good.
not quick. But
I
I
will.
think if you heard it, I think if you heard it, you would know it. Like it's one of those songs that's so recognizable that like within the first couple seconds, boom, you're gonna recognize it.
Okay.
But it was written. It was written during a freaking sound check, man. The most recognizable song by the White Stripes. Again, the White Stripes. They are what they are at the end of the day. Uh, Believe it or not, wasn't written intentionally. Frontman Jack White came up with the melody during a sound check in 2002. Although Ben Swank, one of the other band members, wasn't impressed with the song, was added to their next album and became their biggest hit.
All right. Fuck yeah.
This is one that I don't know, actually. Oh God, I should have never broken the seal.
It's okay. I keep prolonging this segment because I have so much shit to say during each one because I'm like, oh, that makes me think of this story.
We'll go. You know what? You go ahead. You do that. Give me. You do that. I'll give you a minute or two to chat.
To chat about what? What
I
am
don't know. You
chatting
just
about?
said that it keeps giving you ideas that you want to talk about, and then you're like,
Oh no! I had already talked. I had already talked about it. All right. Well, then I'll go ahead. I will go ahead and plug Friday's episode. Hey, this Friday. Hey, everybody, right here on me. Fuck him, on me. This Friday. Nonsense and Chill. Special guest co-host. It's gonna be me, my special guest co-host. Sorry, Jeff won't be there this week. It's going to be another episode of Lights, Camera, and Discussion. So please stop on by. Join in the chit chat. It's going to be about movies. And I got some pretty cool topics for this Friday. Would you guys, I'm going to share one. I'm going to share, you know what? I was going to share one, but Glick is back and I already closed that
Go ahead.
So sorry.
Masturbation when watching movies.
I thought the tab was still open.
Nonetheless, you're fine.
So I want to comment on this real quick. Arliss, there will be a blazing session coming eventually down the road. Not anytime soon, but there will be one coming down the road. But because of regular streaming platforms don't like drug use, it will be a Patreon. It will be a blazing sesh. I don't know what day of the week or when it's going to happen, but that is something I do have on the plans down the road when things get to where I can make that happen. But there will be a blazing session where you guys can just jump on up here and fucking get high with me.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys can get high with me right now, but I mean,
yeah, Blaze gets high every show.
Sure.
Have you guys picked up on our agenda tonight?
I haven't.
Patreon. Follow it.
Oh, Patreon.
Anyways.
That's right. We have been pushing that tonight.
Yeah, we haven't. And we will continue to, because I think we don't know what we're doing. Like, we don't know how to use it, but I've got notes for days, man. We've got a lot of good ideas. But anyways, back to this list.
If you guys are struggling for a really good excuse why you should give us $1 a month, you're like, hey, I just want to spend a little bit of money and get Blaze and Glick a cup of coffee, or maybe a joint, depending. Yeah.
Or a Pepsi. Or Pepsi.
A
Miller Lite and a joint.
It could be the beer weed fund. If that's how you want to excuse it in your brain. It's not the Patreon, it's the weed beer fund.
Yeah, look, it's the Glick is unemployed, and Glick is actually enjoying kind of being unemployed. And if I had to be employed, I'd like for this to be my employment. So you guys can go subscribe to our Patreon, and like I said, we'll add tiers, and with those tiers, we'll add more benefits. And we'll make it worth your money at the end of the day. But anyways, we're talking songs that were written in 10 minutes or less. And we keep getting sidetracked. But we got Charlie Puth, See You Again. Which is the song from Fast and the Furious. If you're a movie fan, if you're mentally retarded and you're a fan of the Fast and Furious series, you know that. I mean, let's be honest. Fast and Furious is a terrible franchise.
If you're into movies and dumb like my ex-wife, you'll love Fast and Furious franchise. I know she did.
If you lick windows, you'll love the Fast and the Furious.
I don't think I'd ever put my ex-wife on window licking tier, but you know,
I'm like Fast and Furious, she might be. But See You Again by Charlie Puth was written in only 10 minutes. And you know what? Not a good song. I would have thought you written that less than 10 minutes. It gets its point across. It was written in only 10 minutes, even though it ended up being an award-winning song. This song has a lot of meaning behind it, since it was written for the final scene in Furious 7 following Paul Walker's death. Puth co-wrote the song with DJ Frank E. In less than 10 minutes in the studio. And I'm sorry, it lyrically, musically, it shows. We've done better with AI than this song, in my opinion. I know why this song means so much, because it was written in memory of Paul Walker. But let's not forget one thing. Paul Walker left his wife for a mine, and then he was in a car that hit a tree. I call that karma. We're really not a guy we should be honoring.
I don't agree that karma exists, but like in this instance, I'm really not going to argue the point.
I don't believe in karma, but sounds like karma's a real thing in this instance.
It's a very happy coincidence.
It is a very Ed Sheeran, which I am an Ed Sheeran fan. I do love Ed Sheeran. I love his voice. I think he's an amazing guitar player. He wrote a song, Photograph, not Nickelback's Photograph, but a song inspired by a romantic breakup. Photograph was written by Ed Sheeran in just 10 minutes. It went on to be one of the massive hits from his second album. I do like Ed Sheeran. He, like I said, he's a great songwriter. He's a great singer. He's got an amazing fucking voice on him. He is a goofy looking little redheaded son of a bitch, and he plays a mean guitar.
It doesn't pop in my head. It doesn't sound familiar.
Dude, have you ever heard? Have you ever listened to any Ed Sheeran songs?
Do you know who Ed Sheeran is? I don't know any of them. I don't know. No.
Check out not
off the top of my head.
He does a lot of top 40 poppy songs, but he's got some great songs in there.
What genre? Just like pop.
He's like poppy top 40. Shape of You is a good upbeat dancey song. Photograph is actually really good. Shivers is awesome. I fucking love Shivers. Again, another dancey poppy song. Thinking Out Loud is a very beautiful song.
How long has he been making music? I mean, we're we talking like decades or?
No, maybe about 10 years, maybe a little more than 10 years.
No.
Maybe about 10 to 15 years. He's got a really cool song. I'm not a fan of this genre of movie, but he's got this fucking killer song. It's called I See Fire. It's from the Hobbit series.
No, I've seen the movies, but I don't. Yeah, like once.
He's like you said, he's top 40 pop guy, but he's a good musician. Dive is a good song. Bad Habits is good.
But I do
Thinking
know
out
this about Hobbits. Fantasy trivia the last Friday this month on Nonsense to Chill. Okay,
I'm
that's all
ready.
I'm saying.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to bring it. I'm ready to defend my. I'm 2-0 in trivia, man.
Not doing too bad. Not doing too bad.
Not doing too shabby. Not doing too
Mhm.
shabby. I'm just saying. No, I would recommend. I would recommend Ed Sheeran to anybody, whether you were a fan of that genre, that pop top 40 music or not. Definitely check him out. Um, he's like I said, he's a super talented musician. Coming up next on this list is The Cave, and I'm not familiar with this song. I am familiar with the band Mumford and Sons,
I've
and it's
heard of
another
them.
song. Yeah, it's another song, much like Seven Nation Army, that was written during a sound check. The Cave by Mumford and Sons was another song written during a sound check. I already said that. While the band was playing in a small pub in Edinburgh, Eden, Edinburgh,
Leggy listening, Edinburgh. 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 Edinburgh.
I know what she's
You
up
can,
to.
you can, I don't know. She can correct us. You know, she loves to sometimes.
Yeah, I
I don't know.
seen her, heard her, talked to her.
She's got her things going on. I see her every once in a while on the socials. She's busy. She's busy.
Yeah, she's busy. Yeah, she's doing her thing. Shout out to her. She's doing her damn thing. But they started messing around with different melodies. This ultimately led to the creation of The Cave in just a few minutes. It doesn't say how long it took them to write it, but 10 minutes or less. I've never heard this song. I do know who this artist is. I happen to actually kind of like her. I like a few of her songs. Adele, she wrote Hometown Glory. In 10 minutes, Adele was clearly a speedy songwriter from a young age. She apparently penned Hometown Glory in just 10 minutes, and she was only 16 at the time. And it was written in response to her mom trying to convince her to leave London for college.
Huh.
So
I've heard some
uh,
of Adele's stuff. She's a very talented person.
she is very
Very
talented.
talented.
She's got a beautiful voice. I do love her voice. Speaking of beautiful voices and amazingly talented musicians, next on this list, fantastic. Just watch American Horror Story Hotel, and you know what I'm talking about. Just Dance. Yeah. Just Dance by Lady Gaga was written in 10 minutes. I think I love her voice. I think she's amazing. She might be the new Bette Midler at the end of the day.
When Lady Gaga hit the scene, I kind of just like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. Not my thing. And then she started, appearing in other places. So it was kind of thrown in my face. And then I started to listen to some of her stuff and watch some of her stuff and listen to her speak and some of her interviews.
Yeah.
And she is, wow. Like not just music wise, but as a whole entire person. Fucking wow. She is a wow person.
Yeah, you take away the crazy, and then you take away the meat dress and the da 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 da, and you strip it down for what it is. Lady Gaga is an amazing songwriter. She's got an amazing power.
She's an amazing thinker. She's an amazing thinker.
Yeah, she really is. Yeah. She's got a powerful voice on her, man. And she can sing her ass off. But she wrote this song. Just Dance is responsible for bringing Lady Gaga to the spotlight, and it only took 10 minutes to write. It's an upbeat song. It was meant to talk about a brighter future. Lady Gaga was battling depression during the time they wrote Just Dance. The song ended up hitting top of the charts and staying there for 13 weeks. And that's the last song on here. But yeah, man, that's wild. These are all for these artists. The only one I wasn't sure of was the Mumford and Sons song. But every other song on here I'm familiar with, and I know them, and I know how huge these songs were at the end of the day.
I think I knew I was familiar with about half of that list. I'm gonna have to like go back and listen to all of them. But I do have a list from earlier with the serial killer songs that I'm definitely listening to tonight.
Nice.
Yeah.
But that's all I have. That's all I have there. I mean, you know, I think it was a nice little fun way to wrap the show up tonight.
I do think so as well.
Yeah, man. I wanna first and foremost, Blaze, man, bro. I love doing these shows with you, man. These are fun. The Glick and Blazes on GMB mixtape. Yeah, this is fun. You know, I think that you have a passion for music, right up there with me. And
I have a passion. I have a passion for things that I love. That's art, and there's a lot of music that falls into that. I think that's the best way I can describe how my affinity for music is. So
yeah, it's art, man. It's all art, and it's something that you and I enjoy talking about together. And you know, I definitely do appreciate you coming up here and hanging out with me, man. I appreciate you guys in the chatters box. Dude. Everybody who was chatting tonight, thank you guys. Everybody listening, hell yeah, man. If you're listening to the replay, if you're watching this on the old tube of you or Facebook or whatever, if you're watching the replay, drop a like on it, man. Drop a comment. It's going to help us in the algorithm. And it's a free way to support us, especially if you like what you do. You just comment a simple "What's up?" and more than likely, 99.999999999% of the time, I'm commenting back. Anybody who comments, I'm commenting back. I'm hitting that like button. I'm dropping a heart. And for the most part, anybody who subscribes to us, as long as you got some content, whatnot, I'm subscribing right back to you.
Woo woo.
You know, trying to share the love. But you know, hopefully you guys enjoyed
I'm not mad at that statement. Not at all. Not one bit. Music is the closest to magic we can get. Fucking
100%.
Yeah.
Let's get it. Hands of seeds coming in at the last minute. What's going on with you, brother? How you been?
Gets a star too.
Yeah, man. Blaze is handing out stars. We're going back to handing out the gold stars here on the net. We got away from it. We're going back to it. But no, thank you guys for listening to Glick's House of Music, man. I'm here every Tuesday night. I don't know what the future holds for me. I've been trying to book guests. Hit a little bit of a slump with booking guests, but I've got a lot of former guests that want to come back on and want to hang out, which I'm fine with, man. Because I ain't had a bad guest yet, man. They've all been amazing, kick-ass people with some kick-ass music, and so I'm more than willing to bring them back on and hang out and see what they got going on. I
have a band. I have a band. I want you to reach out to, or want you to reach out to. I know of them by word of mouth from years ago. They're a local band here, or was. They're not around here anymore. I think they're up more actually toward Ohio. Let me look them up. I think they're called Kingslayer. They're a heavy metal group.
Nice.
Small, local-ish. So I was actually meant to, I was gonna try to find them on Instagram, but I haven't found them yet on Instagram. So
I'll see if I can find them and hit them up. Definitely for sure. And if you guys, any of you guys listening, if you have a favorite local band, or if you know of any artists that you want me to listen to, hit us up, man. Hit us up on the socials. We are Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Shows live Monday through Sunday on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And you can listen anytime, any place, wherever you listen to podcasts at, all at the Nonsensical Network, or simply go to bio.link/Nonsensical Network. All of our links are there, including a link to Beauty and the Beard Creative Corner. Nikki makes all of our merch. And if you don't want our merch, you can get your own personalized stuff. But she's doing our merch. She's doing Glick Paranormal Society merch or stuff. That's my broster's thing that he's doing. She's doing Tree Spire. That is her son. If you are in the Western Ohio, it would be Eastern Ohio, Western PA, Ohio PA border area. Tree Spire. If you need trees removed, they'll get you taken care of. I don't know how far they travel, to be honest with you, but nonetheless, they're on Facebook and whatnot as well. But she's doing all of our stuff. And then whoever orders whatever they want, man, check it out. Dude. But yeah, Beauty and the Beard Creative Corner, Facebook and Instagram. Give her a follow, give her a like. Hit her up with whatever you want to get. She'll get you taken care of. We're working on more network merch stuff. We got to get a definitive. Well, now you got to change up your logo, man, for Friday nights. I've got to create a new one for Wednesday nights. But nonetheless, and I got Mama.
I wasn't going to address that elephant yet.
It's slightly addressed. It's not fully addressed. It's slightly addressed. We'll address it more tomorrow night.
The elephant's got its underwear on right now. That's about it.
Yeah. The elephant's not naked
the
yet.
Elephant.
The elephant is not naked in the room yet. No, guys, I got to pay for my shit too. Just so you know, I don't get no discounts. I'm paying for my shit as well. So anything that you see me wearing, I've bought, I've paid for, doing all that jazz. So don't think I'm getting freebies just because I'm no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, hit up Nikki, Beauty and the Beard Creative Corner. Let her know what you want. Let her know what you're looking for, whether it be nonsensical swag or your own personalized stuff. Tune in tomorrow night. What the Fuck News is back Wednesday nights. We do it 7 or 8 tomorrow. And we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out tomorrow. We'll figure it. I don't know if we'll be live 7 or 8. I don't know. You're muted. You're muted.
I think we're sticking with 7 tomorrow. Tomorrow because that's your normal. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna do 7 tomorrow. Thursday, Wally will be back with Cold-Blooded Conversations. Friday, this guy right here beside me will be doing Nonsense and Chill. Lights, camera, discussion, right? That's what you're calling it?
Yep. Lights, camera, discussion this Friday. So I did one of those the other week. So you guys are familiar with it, those who have watched it. I do have a special guest co-host this week. So yeah, stop on by, join in on the conversation. If I remember the last time, I did have that open for some guests to come up if they want. I don't know if I'm going to go that route this time or not, but depending on who you are, and we do have to be selective at times. I'm sorry, guys, but
we gotta stay on topic.
Yeah, it's not just the topic thing. It's a lot of that too. But anyway, but yeah, please come on by and give us a listen. My guest co-host, you guys have heard him before, hopefully. He's a pretty cool guy, funny guy, and it should be fun. All right, that's all I got.
And excuse me, Saturday.
That too.
Saturday, I'll be up here for a double dose. Saturday afternoon, Cash is home. We're going to be doing Cash's Corner Saturday at noonish. We're on the road to WrestleMania for all you wrestling fans out there. Cash's Corner is all WWE, all wrestling talk, and we are on the road to WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen, and things are getting hot and heavier for WrestleMania. So Cash and I will be back. Wally normally pops up with us on Saturday afternoons, and we talk wrestling. Saturday night, I will be back for Nonsensical Nonsense, which is the cornerstone, the foundation, which is what created this goddamn network at the end of the day. I will be back with the Open Door Challenge, man. I don't know who's going to be there with me. It might just be me. It might be a whole bunch of random ass motherfuckers but we're going to have fun nonetheless at the end of the day on Saturday night. Sunday, we got Unnecessary Roughness. That's Rick. That's me. That's Big Rick. Glick and Rick and our lawyer, Derek Wayne Douglas. Well, Derek might not be there because Derek is on vacation in Cabo, but he said he is going to try to come on from the beach live in Cabo. So that would be pretty dope. But we're going to talk.
Rub that in our faces. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, Derek. Thanks, Derek. We'll be live. We're going to be talking all things sports. Obviously, March Madness is upon us. So we are absolutely going to be talking the bracket, the breakdowns, if there's any upsets, because that kicks off Thursday. We've got some play-in games happening tonight and tomorrow, and then Thursday, man, it's madness time, baby. It's March Madness, so we're definitely going to be talking on some NCAA men's March Madness basketball action and whatever else everything and anything sports related. Monday nights is Speedway Stories. Wally's going to be back talking all things motorsports. I might be working on something and after Wally gets done. Then we're right back here again on Tuesday with Glick's House of Music. I don't know what's going on next Tuesday night at this point. I currently do not have any guests booked, but we'll see what happens. One way or another, I'll be right here. So tune in 7 days a week. We got something going on every night of the week. Different content, different shows, different things happening. Nonsensical Network. Find us everywhere. bio.link/nonsensical network. Follow, like, share, smash that like button. There's just a bunch of stuff. Just do all the things. Just follow us.
And just like fucking what's that old video game fucking strategy? Just fucking punch buttons.
Button mash it. Yeah, just
mash. Button mash. Just
Mortal
button
Kombat.
mash.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat ass. We'll be all right.
Button mash the hell out of us. And with that being said,
yes.
Blaze, you got anything before I hit the button?
Man, I had a blast tonight. Thanks for inviting me up. Thanks guys for all the interaction out in the comments, and I'll see y'all tomorrow night.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, and as always, be good. Be good at it, baby.
Nonsensical network, different flavor every day. Movie talks, new flicks hitting the display. Microphone magic, musicians spill the praise. From reptiles to motorsports, burning rubber craze. Football crashes, touchdowns, epic plays. News spinning, catching on the latest phase. Gleaming cars, engines roaring up the pace. Street tales, urban stories we embrace. Tune in, every week diverse. Groove to the beats, let the rhythm immerse. Lyrics flowing, ciphers full of verse. Nonsensical network, feel the universe. Interviews buzzing, stars in the circuit. Worlds a tapestry, pieces we interpret. Hip-hop to rap, the flow never stagnant. Reptilian tales, nature's arrangement. Cars with muscle, engines with might. Motorsports roaring, speed in the night. Discussions heated, always a delight. Network of nonsense, but the vibe's just right. Tune in, wait for that beat. Flow so seamless, feeling so sweet. Urban grooves, rhythm from the street. Nonsensical network, always on repeat.